So, yo, salute to everybody that's watching. We got Bobby Turnbuckle about to enter the building. We're going to talk about GMG. We're going to talk about the music. We're going to talk about the equipment, the technical side of production. We're going to talk about his work that's happened since the project called A Day in the Office that he's done with Mr. Adams. We're going to talk about the hip hop culture. And if you don't know anything about Mr. Bobby Turnbuckle after this interview, you definitely will. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in and we're going to get this interview started, y'all. So I have a very dope producer that I'm about to bring in, y'all. This is Bobby Turnbuckle.
Yo, what's happening?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you
Cool
doing?
and cool. Cool. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you great. I can hear you
Excellent.
great, man. Can you hear
Excellent.
me?
Excellent. Yes, sir. Loud and clear. What's
Bet.
happening, my brother?
It's great, man. Great, great. I'm glad to get this interview started, man. Got some good questions for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
No
I want to
doubt.
get your I want to get your story documented, real clear for the people, but before we get started, right? I want to kind of tap into your mindset, right?
All right.
So the first thing I want to kind of get into is how does Bobby Turnbuckle think, right? So I want to know, like, when something catches your attention, what kind of goes on in your mind? Like, what grabs your attention?
Music wise,
Say it
what
again.
grabs my attention? Music wise, you asking what grabs my attention musically?
Yes.
Oh, man, let's see.
Trying to get this camera right.
I'm always making beats in my head. You know what I'm saying? Um, every noise I hear, I think if I could incorporate it into a beat. You know what I'm saying? I might hear like crickets chirping outside and realize that I could use that for an ambient background sound and you know what I'm saying, one of my beats, you know what I'm saying, it'd be like I'm sitting outside around a campfire or something with the crickets chirping, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you might hear somebody rattling a bag, you know what I'm saying? I'll take that and layer it over a snare and create a whole new snare out of it, you know what I'm saying? If it sounds dope. Um, just to me to me everything is music. So I'm always making beats in my head, you know what I'm saying? I like being out and hearing a song that I never heard before. And, you know what I'm saying? I'll grab the Shazam and try to catch it and see if I can find out who it is. And then I'll come back, listen to the whole song, and then see if I can use it, you know what I'm saying? Chop it up, make a beat out of it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, 24-hour music pretty much with me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm always thinking of me, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, before we even started this interview, I was working on something, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, thinking of different ways to chop it because direct approach is not always the best approach. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can find that perfect loop, but then sometimes you have to create a loop. You know what I'm saying? So bits and pieces. Um, I didn't get my speakers from Billy. I would have let you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Out loud. I got to work with my headphones at night. You know what I'm saying? I left my speakers over Billy's house, but yeah, man, I got some. Next time we convene, you know what I'm saying, face to face, I got something I want you to check out.
All right. So let me ask you this. Like, do you learn something about people by listening to them or watching them? Cause I'm trying to see how you think before we really get into your story.
Um, Probably more so listening to them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, visually I can, what I'm saying, I can observe a person, but until I actually hear how they, what I'm saying, actually audibly sound to me, the conversation, what their mentality is, a certain take on things like that. That's more along the lines of how I categorize, what I'm saying, my interaction with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I could start discussing something about hip hop and just see what a person's take on it is, and that'll let me know whether or not the conversation is going to continue or I'm gonna wrap it up. So you know what I'm saying, especially amongst producers. When I get around my producer friends, we can talk music all day long, and I just like to see who influenced them and where they, what I'm saying, where they digging at. You know what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to go to another person's excavation site to see where they're digging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that sample you use. You know what I'm saying? What brought you across that? You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? That actual cave you digging in right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to keep the fingers dusty. You know what I'm saying? I like to go down. You know what I'm saying? Beneath the surface. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too obvious. Nothing that people already used before. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy to take a sample of somebody's been using and just try to rework it, but the true gems are the undiscovered, the one hit wonders, you know what I'm saying, the mom and pop type ordeal, you know what I'm saying? The person may have like, dang, what happened to them? You know what I'm saying? Dang, they just something dope. Album might be, what I'm saying, mediocre, but they have that one hidden gem, and it might be something way down, and they have to listen to the whole song, and you might discover by accident. That's what I'm digging for. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk to my producer friends or somebody that's talking about music and stuff, and they start mentioning artists that I've never heard of before, I was like, well, let me go see what their catalog is. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, my goal is to find something new every day. So, you know, that's what I live for, man.
So you're analytical. You're very analytical, and that approach translates to how you create your music.
Absolutely,
I see
absolutely.
that. Now,
I
question. Let me ask you this:
okay.
when you were a kid, did you have that approach, or was this something that you kind of grew into, as far as like having this analytical approach?
Okay. Um, when I was a kid, um, I um, so with me being in a wheelchair, I couldn't really like go out and play with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty much in the house. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a hermit. You know what I'm saying? But I had music. You know what I'm saying? My dad had a crazy record collection, and I had a little portable record player with a speaker on it. You know what I'm saying? With my little Fisher Price joint. You know what I'm saying? And I would just, what I'm saying, engulf myself in the music. Um, to the point to where, my dad used to have card parties, and I'd be playing music back there in the back room, and people be like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying, man? What radio station you got going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like this joint is rocking, man. You know what I'm saying?" And my dad be like, "Yo, that's my son back there, messing with the records." And he's like, "Yo, how old is he?" I was like, 7 years old. And he's like, "Yo, he playing everything that we want to hear at 7 years old." You know what I'm saying? So, and it just turned into, I would go stay with him on the weekends, and then it become a weekend thing. You know what I'm saying? People would come to the house, they play cards, you know what I'm saying, socialize, whatever the case may be. And I would play music, and they would pay me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like DJing at 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it became a true mainstay of my life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look forward to on the weekends, going down my dad's crib and playing music. You know what I'm saying? So he'd be like, "Yo, he wasn't using the record, so he's like, just take him with you." know what I'm saying? So I would have like stacks and stacks of records in my bedroom, and I would be playing my favorite songs, and it just has stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, music's always been my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell people all the time, say I'm married to my music. You know what I'm saying? I love her and she loves me back. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now, at this age, when you were 7 years old and you're DJing, your approach to art, compare that approach to other kids your age at that time.
They were nowhere near what I was doing. They were outside running up and down the street, playing tag football or, shooting basketball or, playing with, G.I. Joes or, average kid stuff, the kids that, at that age was doing, I was always, if I wasn't playing music, I was reading books, Because, that was pretty much what I had, kids be like, yeah, we're gonna come play with you and stuff like that, but they would never show up, So, or I had to watch them from the window, I was a fragile kid, I always had something broken bones, So it was just me and my music, You know, I watched TV, but not really, I was more so into my music and, books. So
Okay.
that has transcended to my adulthood,
So as a kid, right? So music and books clearly was some of the things that made you light up as a kid.
Right.
So in contrast, what were some of the things that made you shut down as a kid?
Um, my mom making me go to bed because I've been up all day long. So I even came out the room, came out to eat, went right back in the room, came out to take a bath, went right back in the room. Supposed to be getting ready for bed for school. I'm still listening to music, She turn the music off. I'm sitting in the bed with my light reading. Like, go to bed, So, that was always a, a drag. But I was a happy kid, man. I didn't really, it wasn't too much really made me sad because, at an early age, I learned not to expect a lot from people. So you can't be disappointed if you don't put too many expectations into folks. So and that's how I live my life today. I don't really put a lot of expectation into people because people got stuff going on. People gonna be people. So if you don't invest too much into them, you can't really be disappointed in them when things don't always go your way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know that's how I operate. You know what I'm saying? Simple method for me.
So as
You know
far
what I'm saying?
as in regards to art now, outside of music, what were some examples of art and how did you categorize other than music?
Well, I was into graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Did a lot of spray can art. A lot of markers and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I had a crazy extensive collection of ink pens and fabric markers and stuff like that. I used to draw on people's clothes at school for money. You know what I'm saying? I used to, you know, do people's like cards and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I wrote poetry for people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a word to say to their girlfriend, stuff like that. I would do poetry for them. You know what I'm saying? And I let them take credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So they can seem deep to the girls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was always like a go to, what I'm saying, for crafts and stuff like that. So, you know, if it wasn't music oriented, what I'm saying, art was always a fill in for my, what I'm saying, idle hands. Um, I always would give people like advice. So, what I'm saying, I was almost like a semi therapist. You know what I'm saying? People would bounce ideas off of me, you know what I'm saying? And I would give them my honest opinion and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, um, I always just been a people person, you know what I'm saying? my dad used to tell me all the time, like, saying, you never met a stranger. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could meet a person and have a 5 minute conversation with them, and then we would be as if we've known each other for, what I'm saying, for years. You know what I'm saying? I just, I have a ability to meet people where they at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. My dad would say that I was attractive, not in the vanity sense of it, but more like a magnetic type person. Had like a magnetic personality. I would draw people to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? He was right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people come to me just out the blue and just start talking, and it's like conversations coming out of nowhere. You be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I loved it, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I thank God for who I am. You know what I'm saying? I love people, man. Just, I don't know any other way to
Now,
put it,
now you said graffiti
right?
was something that stood out to you. So we got graffiti, and then we have music.
Right.
Which one grabbed you first? Is it visual art or was it sonically? Which one grabbed your attention first?
Sonically, sonically. I mean, I always love music. I mean, even as a baby, I remember, saying having to have the music playing for me to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? If it was too quiet, I it just I was restless. You know what I'm saying? My mom and dad used to tell me all the time, use my music, baby. You always, you know what I'm saying? Like I caught the groove early. You know what I'm saying? I could always stay on beat as a baby. You know what I'm saying? My bobbing my head on beat. You know what I'm saying? It was just in me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, man. It's just like it was embedded in my spirit. So I have to say sonically, you know. But once I embraced the ability and the art of like doodling, which turned into graffiti. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it went hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And also, I used to play music when I read, and then it seemed like the music that I was playing, I don't know how it would be, but it would be like the soundtrack to whatever I was reading. It always seemed to fit. Like you know how background music is in film. No matter what I was playing, it always went with what I was reading. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. The
Give me an
correlation was
example.
amazing.
Give me
Like
an example.
like I used to listen to a lot of Lonnie Liston Smith, Donald Byrd, Bob James, stuff like that. And then I'll be reading books uh like Donald Goines books. You know what I'm saying? Like, read some like, what I'm saying, some Donald Goines, and like the music in the background will be fitting each chapter. You know what I'm saying? And as the song will go off, you seem like I'll be going to the next chapter, and the next song will come on, and it'll be going like right with what I was reading. You know what I'm saying? And it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
What's a good what's a good album, right? Have you pick give me one Donald Goines book that stands out to you. I want to start there and then I have a question.
um, man, let me see. A good Donald Goines book would probably be. The only thing that's coming to mind right now is probably Kenyatta's Revenge, or maybe
Mm.
or maybe even Horson. You
Horse
know what
Son. I
I'm
was
saying?
thinking of that. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm
So
saying?
Horse Son
Both
was raw.
like yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you like
Getting whooped with the hanger and
yeah, the
blood.
whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you like good graphic novels like that, you know what I'm saying, black exploitation type joint, you know what I'm saying, read that book and play let me see, what would be a good album to play when you read that book and it would take you all the way through the book. Oh my goodness. Man, it's a good question right here.
And
You
look,
actually have
while you're thinking, keep thinking, right? And I'm gonna say something
right,
to the people watching. Y'all
right.
go ahead and hit that like button. This is gonna be an epic interview, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's answering the question before I even asked it. He already knew where I was going with it. You see, it's gonna be an epic interview.
Let me see.
So what we waiting on is what album he
You
can
could
match
listen
up with
to
Horse Son.
you could listen to man, you know what you could listen to? You could listen to Marvin Gaye, I Want You. You could listen to the whole album because he has interludes and everything in the joint. Now I'm telling you, it goes perfect with King Yada's Revenge. As far as Horse Son, I would listen to I probably listen to something by Donald Byrd.
Mm.
Um,
Donald Byrd.
because because uh his production with him and the Mizell brothers, because they had like the flutes and stuff in the background and stuff like that, that just like embraced the ghetto spirit of the book. You know what I'm saying? I would listen to some Donald Byrd, or I would listen to it's an album called Gears, but right now the name of the artist escapes me, but he was part of Donald Byrd's crew as well. Album called Gears. Crazy, crazy joint. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Man. Or some Bob James, or maybe some Ronnie Laws, or Hubert Laws. Hubert Laws flute. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Humphrey flute. You know what I'm saying? Anything that had like that ghetto appeal to it. You know, I think music enhances your reading experience as well. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So if you got something playing in the background, you know what I'm saying, and you grab you a good book, you know, you can, take a vacation, excuse me, you can take a vacation, you know what I'm saying, from your, from your present situation where you at, you know what I'm saying, your mind can transcend, you know what I'm saying, and you, man, you can really dive inside the pages, man. You know what I'm saying?
100% truth.
I mean, you the book zombie, you should know better than anyone, you know what I'm
100% true.
saying?
You know it.
Yeah.
So now that we on the topic of books, I have a question, right?
All right.
So now we have access to books. We can go to the library, we can go online, we can listen to audio books. So we have access to this information. But back in the day, right, a book like Horror Son or Kenyatta's Revenge, how did you get your hands on those type of books?
My dad had one on his coffee table amongst other adult novelties. You know what I'm saying? You know, the good players and black tails and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So he had that book, and then one day I was just down at his house and I was just reading it, and from the first page it just had me locked. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." So I'm asking my dad. I was like, Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Can I take this book home and read it? He's like, yeah, just don't let your mama see it. You know what I'm saying? So, I tucked it, read the whole joint, you know what I'm saying, in like a 2 days time because, I had to, keep watch out for mom. What you reading? You know what I'm saying? But I told him, how in- interested I was in the book, and he went and got me the whole set. You know what I'm saying? It was like nine of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even know where they are right now. They might be in my storage unit somewhere. But I held on to them books, man. Those joints is, Donald Goins is so underrated in our current culture. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, cats knew about Donald Goins, you know what I'm saying? But right now, you mentioned Donald Goins to a lot of, what I'm saying, younger generation, they don't have no idea. But if they knew the, man, you talk about some really, really, really
I
deep
got
reading. The way he
man.
wrote was just so raw. Man, I'm about to go.
Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah, it was crazy. crazy.
You know.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
So, question. All right. Well, not even a question. I just want you to speak on it, right?
All right.
Give the similarities of a good book and a good album.
A good book captures your attention and it won't allow you to put it down. A good album is the same. You want an album with no skips. You want an album that's long enough for you to want to play it again without skips. You know what I'm saying? Like a good album, you can't even pick your favorite song. You know what I'm saying? Until you listen to it maybe 30 times. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's missing right now. You know, people make good, good albums, but there haven't been too many great albums made lately. You know what I'm saying? So if you could stand on the verge of making good and great, I think you're doing, you know what I'm saying, you're doing pretty well nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people will give you a bunch of tracks and three or four of them are good, three or four are decent, and four of them you should have just, you know, you could you can pretty much tell what was the last song made because it's probably the dopest song on the album. And when you talk to a person about it, like, yeah, that was the last song we did right there. It's like, okay, so what you should have done is listen to that last song that you did, and if you didn't have anything better than that on the album, keep going. Stay right there where you at with the dopest song and make more dope songs like that album, like that song, and then that's your album. See what I'm saying? When you making an album, man, sometimes you got to get warmed up. You know what I'm saying? And then once you in, you know what I'm saying, once you got your momentum going, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's where you stay. You stay right there in that pocket right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that was the dopest song on the album. Nothing should be less than that song. And you got to surround your people that are honest enough to tell you that, you know what I'm saying? This is the one. Now make more along that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That momentum, you know? And then we could get back to making music, you know what I'm saying? Like people miss, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of dope, dope MCs around here, man. But
Now,
you
speaking of
know,
dope MCs around here, right? All right, let's take it to Greensboro for the people, right?
okay, all
So
right, most
so
down.
who are the pioneers of hip hop in Greensboro? When you were, let's say 13, 14, when you seeing hip hop develop around you, but you're not quite old enough to fully be hands on in it. Who around in Greensboro are you seeing kind of build the culture locally?
Okay, we had uh, you know, payroll records. You know, payroll records. They had the Busy Boys, which was Ski Beats, but he was Will Ski then. You know what I'm saying? We had Dana Lucci, who by far is the North Carolina, urban legend. You know what I'm saying? He's the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about Greensboro, you know what I'm saying? You don't mention Dana Lucci, then it's almost blasphemous. You know what I'm saying? You got to mention Dana Lucci. You know what I'm saying? Salute, rest in peace, all that good stuff.
Rest in peace.
Um, you know what I'm saying? We had a Supreme Nabon. You know what I'm saying? All these guys is my big brothers. You know what I'm saying? Fanatic Fanatic Heard. You know what I'm saying? Rhythm Fanatic. You know what I'm saying? He was the first person I ever saw with a SP 1200. You know what I'm saying? Um,
So
you
we
know,
talking around 96, right?
nah, we talking like 87,
Ooh,
88.
80. Okay, we taking back. 80.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going back. This is 80s. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying, when Public Enemy was dropping and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? My brother, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He was, he was a pioneer. You know what I'm saying? He was, he had many names. You know, Roswell. Then he changed his name to, Dirty Boy. He was Dirty Blaze. He was Big Country. I mean, he just had a bunch of different names, but he was always, you know what I'm saying, pioneer. He's a threat. You know what I'm saying? They had a group called the Junkies. You know what I'm saying? And then, once he transcended from the Junkies, me and him, we had a group called South Suicide. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yes.
was like
South Suicide is late 80s.
South Suicide was 90s. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing you forward. Okay.
Okay.
80, 87, 88 was Busy Boys. Uh, excuse me. Then, you know, everybody started doing their thing. It was a bunch of different groups around. Uh, Man, we had, let me see, we had South Suicide, we had Enemy Lines, we had Seven Seas, we had War Bangers, uh, we had Up South Productions. You know what I'm saying?
Out
We had a
South
bunch of,
Productions next to Skip's Doghouse.
absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Up South,
I've been
you
in
know what
there.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's where Billy, Mr. Adams, that's where he got his first start at, you know what I'm saying, with the Up
You
South boys, you know
do you
what I'm
know
saying?
T Bone?
Yeah, I know T-Bone. Yeah,
I've been around. I've been around.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that we never really crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? We was probably just missing each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we was everybody that I mentioned. You know what I'm saying? You was probably in the same circles at one time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, a lot of people like back then when Billy was with Up South. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we kept missing each other because everybody he knew, I knew, but we were never in the same room with each other. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Um, I think uh, we had a lot of representatives, but nobody really was, well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say it just wasn't time yet. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't time for North Carolina to shine. You know what I'm saying? We had representatives, but I think at some point in time everybody kinda like had a little identity crisis. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really representing North Carolina. Everybody wanted to be from like somewhere else, it kinda seemed like. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think if we embrace the North Carolina sound, because we do have a North Carolina sound, North Carolina has its own sound. You know what I'm saying? If we would have break the sound back then like we do it right now, we'd have been a lot further along musically than we are. But like I said, I don't think it was our time yet. But now is the time because right now we have some undeniable talent that back in the day we used to have to wait for somebody to hear it. Like, beg somebody like please listen to my demo for real, you know what I'm saying? But now with the access that we have to like social media and saying you put your own music out online and stuff like that, what I'm saying, we don't have to wait anymore, you know what I'm saying? You just have to give people good music. So I feel like right now we're giving people good music, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to the people I rock with, you know what I'm saying? I got a tough team, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of cats around me that, not just the people that I work with, people that, I admire because of, their work ethic and the music that they're doing is really good. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, shout out GMG, you know what I'm saying? That's myself and Mr. Adams, you know what I'm saying? Billy Adams, you know what I'm saying? That's my main, you know what I'm saying? But we rock with Mr. Rozzy, Veteran Eye, Solinsky the Mayor, Shakar Kareem, uh, Dirt and Ziglar, you know what I'm saying? That's Skeletons, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Ilpo, you know what I'm saying? The Mighty Ilpo, uh, man, Pick Chambers,
Salute to all
uh,
them brothers.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
definitely gonna get there.
Like, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, these cats is, phew, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And shout out to my production squad, you know what I'm saying? You know, Nazar Wonder, you know what I'm saying? B Squared, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Chaos, man, Snarf the Maker, you know what I'm saying? I mean, uh, Watkins the General, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sham- Shamzilla over there in Thailand, you know what I'm saying? My cousin Shamzilla, you know what I'm saying? Mickey Guns, um, I mean, man, Ski Beats, you know what I'm saying? It's a big bro, you know what I'm saying? Just, man,
See, you naming a lot of dope artists, a lot of dope producers, a lot of dope MCs. And, you know, Greensboro is like a melting pot. You got a little bit of everything. And the community, interacting amongst the community, from my perception, is what makes everyone great because you're interacting with various different styles and just different artists. So you constantly elevating. So when you initially started creating music, right? How wide was your range of creativity? Do you think you had a narrow spectrum or was it kind of a wide range?
okay,
And the
so,
reason the reason I'm asking this is because with everyone you're naming, it could have went anywhere. So when you started out, was it deliberate or were you kind of just experimenting?
um, okay, so my brother was in a group and, him and his DJ, they kind of like, they came to a fork in the road to where his DJ was learning new equipment, and he just wanted to take some time off. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he expected my brother to just wait on him to learn the new equipment and not work. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of like, I wouldn't say fell out, but they kind of just had a, what I'm saying, a disagreement. So I told my brother, I said, if you get me a drum machine, I'll learn how to make beats, and you won't have to ever wait for beats ever again. He went and bought me a SC 1200.
Mm.
Now, the guy he was working with had an SC 1200, but he, you know, he wouldn't even show me how to turn mine on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if he just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. So, I had to learn how to, turn it on. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to trial and error, how to sample. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would eat and sleep in front of this joint. You know what I'm saying? And I would turn it off thinking that it's going to be saved, not realizing I had to save it. You know what I'm saying? Turn it back on and everything's gone. And I had to, start all over again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, I learned fast from that. You know what I'm saying? Save everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, once I started realizing how to sample, now with the SC 1200, you only get 2.5 seconds per pad to sample for a total of 10 seconds, but you can only get 2 point. So I came to the conclusion that, okay, if I sped the sample up, I could maybe double the time on each pad. So I was like, so if I double it, then double it again, I can get more time. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always slow it down. You can always pitch it down once you sampled it. You know what I'm saying? Chipmunk speed. So what I would do is I would sample the tape deck. And then I had a pitch control on my tape deck. So I would dub it to another tape, double speed. So now it's quadruple speed. Then I would sample it back to the SB1200 quadruple speed, and I was getting like 40 seconds a pad. You know what I'm saying? So people be like, what are you using to make beats? I said the SB1200. It's like, how are you getting so much sample time? Hmm. My secret. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, so I know how to do something y'all don't know how to do.
You got one
never
up
read
on them.
never read the manual, never, what I'm saying, you know, I stopped asking questions and just started doing trial and error. You know what I'm saying? So, once I figured out that method, I realized that I could get more layers. So I just started maximizing my sound. That became my weapon of mass production. You know what I'm saying? And I would use it violently. You know what I'm saying? I was banging. You know what I'm saying? Beats was, I listened back to some of my old beats from the FT1200 days. I was doing stuff back then that I'm still intrigued on how I did. Like I can't do that now with the equipment that I have now because
So you don't.
it was a thought process. You really had to think. You know what I'm saying? You really had to. It was your creative juices had to be flowing because there were no drum kits. There were no sample packs. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no cheat codes. You know what I'm saying? You had to go dig out the drums that you wanted. If you heard a drum pattern that you liked and somebody was using, you had to ask them, hey man, where'd you get that drum loop? They're like, oh man, that's Al Green. That's this song right here, such and such. Like, yo, you go get it and you had to chop it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I kind of miss those days, man, because everybody couldn't do it. Now it seems like, if you have access to a laptop and YouTube, everybody's a producer now. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of disrespectful to the culture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to stay as close to original form as possible. Um, still go to record stores. You know what I'm saying? Still do turntable work. I mean, not all, but some. You know what I'm saying? They're shutting down on the record stores now. I think we just got like one, like Remember When, and we got a couple of little hidden gems that I'm not gonna tell nobody about. You know what I'm saying? Just my fishing holes. You know what I'm saying? That I go to. You know what I'm saying? But you can still find some rare and unused stuff.
So let me ask you this: after you make a beat, when you first started making beats, did you go back and study them?
Yeah, I did because if you sleepy and you make a beat like 3 o'clock in the morning and you doing this, you know what I'm saying, and you sleepy, but you'll say you think it's rocking, then the next morning you turn it on, you be like sound like confusion. You be like, what was I listening to?
Mhm.
Those drums is off. I mean, dang, what? I must have been sleepy. I must have been tired because there's no way I would even save this if I'd have been in my right frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? So you go back and you re-chop it. I know what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That type of ordeal. You know what I'm saying? But once I make a beat nowadays, I might not even listen to it again. I might just go to the next track that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? And then when I have my cook sessions with Billy on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? I might just start playing stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't even know what this is. But then save to some old crazy title, you know what I'm saying? And then, go back and play and be like, that is rocking. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like we listening to it together for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't know I did that beat, I'd be like, yo, who did that beat? You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? I love those things. I love when
So
stuff like that happens.
when you used to go back and study your production, what kind of patterns were you noticing at first?
Well, that's that's a little something that I kind of pride myself in. I don't do the same beat twice. I try to. Okay, let me be, correct that. If I have a theme, I might do 10 beats in that same theme, like that same frame of mind. Like I might do 10 grimy beats. You know what I'm saying? And then call it something like maybe the filth pack or something like, okay, you got 10 filthy beats. Okay, boom. But then the next 10 beats I do may be on some R&B or some melodic, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe even some spiritual music, you know what I'm saying? Just to cleanse my thought process. But you know what I'm saying? I try to make beats that when people hear them, they don't think the same person did that same, you know what I'm saying, those beats.
And you execute that very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
That's a you, you can't pinpoint a Bobby Turnbuckle beat,
Thank you. That's the goal.
but they all dope.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
They
that.
all
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I respect your ear, sir. You know what I'm saying? I know that you know what I'm saying, you mean that from the heart. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? You're not
yes,
just saying that because it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
indeed,
Thank you. Thank you.
indeed, indeed. So like, what kind of responses were you getting when you first started letting people hear your beats?
You did that? Man, you ain't do that.
All right, so I got a follow up question, right? At first, you making beats, you excited because you can make beats, right? So
Right.
people hearing it and they like, okay, you made that. All right. After a while, you get used to that. So now you need a new challenge, right? To
Right.
keep you going. So at that point, I would assume that's when you start leading up to producing for a project or an artist versus just producing, right?
Right.
Does your thought process change when you know you're producing for an artist or for a project versus just producing a beat?
Yes. It does because I like to tailor make beats for the person that I'm working with. Like I have a extensive catalog of beats and they could go through 'em and pick out what they want. You know what I'm saying? That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? And we could play, match a beat to the lyric and just, put a song out. But I like to hear what they like to rap about. Like if they doing music already, I like to listen to what they've already done, stuff like that, and study what they do and see where I could fit into making them better. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, okay, you rap about this right here. I like to challenge them as well as them challenge me. So I'm like, yo, can you write a song about this? And I give them a challenge like, yo, write this right here, but do it without cursing. I want to see how extensive their vocabulary is. I want to see if they can get their point across without swearing every other word. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can easily rhyme cuss words, you know what I'm saying? But where's your wordplay at? You know what I'm saying? And then I'll give them something that they haven't rapped over before. They may used to be rapping over just straight Brooklyn, you know, beer bottle bangers. You know what I'm saying? I'll give them something smooth. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me see your smooth side. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be, making love on the record, but you know what I'm saying? Let me see, you know what I'm saying, what your down mentality is like. You know what I'm saying? And they end up tapping into something that they didn't even know that they possessed. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I like to make people explore, you know what I'm saying, their own, what I'm saying, depths. You know what I'm saying? Come outside their comfort zone, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like working with Billy so much because, Billy is, you know what I'm saying, he's like an onion. He has many layers. You know what I'm saying? And he's never really had somebody to give him the production that he needed. You know what I'm saying? So when we work together, I give him, you know what I'm saying, I'm giving him that, you know what I'm saying, that thump, you know what I'm saying? So he can express his range of emotions, you know what I'm saying, all over these beats, you know what I'm saying? Like this next project that we got called Out of Hibernation. I just want you to know something, man.
Tiger uppercut.
Yeah, we put another one out today, you know what I'm saying? We
I
put Get
seen
That
it.
Bread out today.
The bread. I was listening to it.
Ooh.
I seen it. I
I
saw
mean,
it and
man,
heard it.
man, it's like he's been heard, but I don't think he's ever been heard like he's about to be heard this go round right here. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's been slept on. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. I told him I said it's great to be underestimated. You
It's
know
like
what
the
I'm saying?
Bulls in '89.
Ah man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, where did he come from? You know what I'm saying? But we've been here. You know what I'm saying? It just took people a little longer to, you know what I'm saying, to recognize or observe what we're doing. But
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, this go around right here is gonna be a very interesting take on hip hop, North Carolina hip hop.
So you spoke on out of hibernation, right? But let's
Mhm.
break it down. We let them know what happened before you started hibernating. You know, it was a day in the office, right? So
Right.
you that
Okay.
mean y'all
So
were putting in some work.
we were sitting around what we call the able table, which is where the music is made. You know, Billy, he's on one side of the table, I'm on the other side of the table, and you know, he's writing, I'm chopping, laying drums, you know, asking them what do you think about this right here, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's let me know, ask me what I think about this verse right here. And that was our office. You know, we were working in the adult nightlife industry until COVID hit and it shut everything down. So we would always tell each other, you know what I'm saying, we were gonna work together, but we found time, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no other time like the present. So we got together. He came to my crib one day, um, and I was working on something, and he was like, yo, that'd be dope right there. And he had his pad and pencil with him, and he sat down at the table, and he just starts, doodling, you know, creating his art. And he said something out loud, and I was like, ho, ho, oh, oh. I was like, what you said? And he started smiling. I said, man, no, stop smiling, man. What did you say? You know what I'm saying? You said something. And he said the hook to the song we got called No Time to Waste. That was the first song we did. And he was saying the hook. And I got to a point in the beat where I was kind of stuck. Like I didn't know what I was going to do with the
Mhm.
track. So when the hook came, it just like the clouds parted. Like, ah, like I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Finished up the beat. Yo, when I tell you the song, we put together the song was so cracking. I was like, yo, let's go record this joint. And my intention was, okay, we'll do one and just see how it work out. You know what I'm saying?
Question, because that's the second track on the album, right?
Yeah.
So was that you saying that was the first track y'all recorded?
That was the first song we made. That was the first
Okay.
song we made. That was the first song we made. We did No Time to Waste because um that was our thought process at the time. Like we ain't got no time to waste. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I knew back then what I do know right now. You know what I'm saying? Like man, if I'd have knew you back then versus me meeting you right now, I don't know how far along we would be. But there's no time like the present. So We ain't got no time to waste. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's switch this thing into high gear, man.
Let's
You know
get
what I'm
it.
saying?
Let's
Let's
get
get
it.
it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we went to Livewire Studio. Shout out Brian Staples, Livewire. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out Brian.
Went to Livewire, man. Laid that joint down, and even back then, I think B saw it before we did. You know what I'm saying? He saw what a good team we were. You know what I'm saying? He saw it before we did, which is why we continue to go to him because he knew our sound before we recognized our sound. You know what I'm saying? It's like the mixes that he give us is what I hear in my head. You know what I'm saying? How he had my stuff rocking. That's how I wanted to sound. So he already know. It's like almost like we had a session Sunday. Me and Veteran I. Shout out Veteran I. What up? What up,
Shout
Z?
out Vet.
Um, we had a we had a session Sunday that was so dope. Brian, okay, look, I had misformatted one of the beats because I thought Veteran wanted 20 bars, but he actually wanted 16 bars, right? So I had four extra bars on one of the patterns. So me and Brian listening to it, you know what I'm saying? Before I could even say what I wanted Brian to do to the joint, we was already going inside the joint doing, scalpel, you know what I'm saying? Tourniquet, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Surgery, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The joint, man, when you hit a joint, yo, we did four joints. All four of them joints is smoking. Oh my goodness. Like right now, the people I'm working with is really like, they're bringing me joy. Like I couldn't even articulate or put into words how proud I am of what they're doing with the music that I'm providing them with. You know what I'm saying? It makes me like, what I'm saying, like a proud father. You know what I'm saying? Watching their son run a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And stand up in the stand saying, "Yeah, that's my boy." You know what I'm saying? That's him and Billy right now. They doing some dynamic work, man, over my stuff, man.
Right.
And I mean, I'm really proud of them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna continue to give them my best work. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I know they're gonna continue to give me their best rhymes. So, it's just gonna be a good year for music, man.
Now, with a team like you and Mr. Adams, it
Uh,
that's not to be taken for granted. It takes work
oh,
to
sir.
have that type of chemistry. So I have a question, right? Um, was there ever like a decision that y'all made that might have seemed, I ain't gonna say crazy, but other people might have looked at and questioned, but it made sense after you guys finished the record?
Okay, so I'm just gonna come forth with it. You know what I'm saying? Billy um has a lot of friends that he grew up with that don't believe that he's still doing music. And they kind of like try to discourage him from doing music. Oh man, you old man. You know what I'm saying? You still you still chasing your dreams and stuff like that, expecting him to quit. But Billy ain't got no quit in him. You know what I'm saying? Which is you know what I'm saying, which is why, what I'm saying, this is why we are who we are. You know what I'm saying? We both have that stage, what I'm saying, that stick to itiveness, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it kind of like, it was kind of discouraging to him. You know what I'm saying? But the power talks that we have all the time, I said, man, yo, you gotta realize this, man, you know what I'm saying? You can't worry about, what I'm saying, the people that ain't clapping for you because God clapped louder for us than anybody could ever. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you believe in the music and I believe in the music, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So he started to understand that everybody ain't gonna be happy for you. You know what I'm saying? And just because they give up on their dreams don't mean you got to give up on your dreams. You know what I'm saying? So once we got past that hurdle, you know what I'm saying? I've been around naysayers all my life. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It don't even bother me. You know what I'm saying? I like proving people wrong. You know what I'm saying? I like being the element of surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you still doing your music? Absolutely. Had they put the dirt on my head yet? Nope. Well, then I'm still doing my music, bro.
So, question: you say you like the element of surprise. When is it
Yeah.
smarter? When is it smarter to wait, and when is it smarter to move when it comes to putting out music?
It's strategic and like timing is everything. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, it's a slight lapse. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little window because like the heavy hitters have already put out their projects, and you know what I'm saying, they got their they got their steam level going. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a little window to where you can always add on some more logs to the fire, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So while you know certain groups are maximizing their potential, it's time to maximize our potential as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Billy, he just put out the Heat Monsters project, which is a compilation album. You know what I'm saying? He did with some fine artists. You know what I'm saying? And various producers. But it's nothing like a GMG project because it's more concentrated and it's it's more.
And I feel like um when we work together as just like a team, like just me and Billy, he has a different rhyme style. He gives it a different connotation, man. I don't know. I can't really explain it. You know what I'm saying? Everything he works on, he gives it 100%. But it just seems like when it's just me and him working together as GMG, it's just some different stuff, bro. You know what I'm
So
saying? He's
you,
really on some other.
all right,
This album right here, the reason why it's called Out of Hibernation is because after we did a day in the office, I didn't want to just repeat another day in the office. I wanted him to give me time off so I could give him a one up. You see what I'm saying? This Out of Hibernation is a one up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to outdo the first project, which was very difficult for us to do because the first project was solid. You know what I'm saying? We had some really nice bangers on that joint. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this album right here is gonna do a lot of record straightening. You know what I'm saying? You know, set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some straightening with this project right here. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna understand what GMG is really about.
all right. Let me ask you this. So y'all
I don't think your
project.
microphone is on.
Hold on.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope, can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on. You can't hear me now?
I don't hear nothing.
You what about now? Still no?
Nope, don't hear nothing. Can you hear me? I can't hear you though, bro. Your microphone went out.
All right. What about now?
Nothing. Did you hit mute?
Mhm.
You want to go out and come back in? Yeah. So what's up, good people? It's man Bobby
All right,
Turnbuckle.
what about now? Still can't hear me.
I see
Still
you
no.
talking. I cannot hear one word you're saying, bro. Ah, man, come on. What happened? Did your microphone disconnect? Well, anyway, GOG is proud to present to you two new singles that we have released off the Out of Hibernation album. The first one is called Tiger Uppercut, featuring Veteran I, and the second one that we just put out today is called Get That Bread. Both of them are going to be on the Out of Hibernation album. Both produced by me, Bobby Turnbuckle. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, hip hop, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be coming to a stage near you soon, and we're bringing all of our buddies with us. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna, give you a good show. I hope everybody's, ready to get some good hip hop in this system. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that. You know what I'm saying? Positive hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You know, no cursing. You know what I'm saying? But plenty of substance. You know what I'm saying? Um, raw beats, raw rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Just a perfect combination for the people. You know,
All right.
shout out to my brethren.
Yeah.
Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you, bro. Man, what is going on? The devil stay busy, man. Every time we try to do this interview, something always happens. Some kind of technical difficulties, man. I'm trying to say. But it's all right, though. We're going to get it. We're going to get it done, regardless. Yeah. So, let me tell you a little bit about what we got going on. Like I said, we got various projects on the stove right now. I'm working with Veteran I on a project. I'm not gonna say too much about it. I'll let him tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? But just know it's gonna be dope. Me and Mr. Adams, of course, GMG, GMG. Yes, sir. Out of hibernation. I can't talk enough about it because it's gonna be extra, extra stupid dope. Um, Ilpo has music out right now. Zelensky the Mayor's working on some stuff. Him and Big Chambers, Barrel Boys. Shout out Barrel Boys. Shakar Kareem got some stuff going on. Him and Charles Heron. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Charles Heron, most definitely. Who else? Skeleton Group got some stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ziggler. Shout out Dirt, the General. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cats that's doing some stuff, man. That And if I didn't shout you out, man, charge it to my
Can you
head.
hear me now?
You know what I'm saying? You know, you all my peoples. I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
What about now?
you know what I'm saying? Nazar Wonder, that's my, you know what I'm saying, my nephew. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Devour. You know what I'm saying?
So
Shout
you
out Captain Chaos. Shout out B Squared. Shout out Drew Shamir. Shout out Snuff the Maker. You know, shout out Ghost. Shout out Watkins the General. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mickey Guns, aka Shamzilla. Um, man, shout out you know, Ski Beats. Shout out uh, my man Centel Hayden, Tyus. You know what I'm saying? He working on the, you know what I'm saying, the MPC sample. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with it. Shout out Brian Staples on the MPC sample. Y'all wait till y'all hear these beats that Brian doing. Stinky. Yes, Lord. I'm telling you. Best kept secret. He's warming up the pots in the background. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's so many different cats, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the whole Beat Freak squad. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, man, so many different producers, man. Shout out my DJs. You know what I'm saying? DJ Samps. Shout out DJ J Lone. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out Kyron Scott. Shout out the Nubian Collective. You know what I'm saying? I just saw them perform live for the first time, man. Excellent, excellent music. If y'all get a chance to see them, man, make sure y'all check them out. You know what I'm saying? My boy Kyron, Phantom 336, you know what I'm saying? Matt on sax, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, crazy, 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 crazy. Um, but yeah, man, you know, it's a lot of talent around here, and I think that we actually on the right path to get recognized. You know, everybody's doing some stellar work. I'm
you
proud of
still you still
I
can't hear me.
you. I still can't hear you. I still can't hear
It's
you. What's going on? You want me to go out and come back in?
yeah,
Huh?
yeah,
You want me to go out and come back in?
yeah.
Is that a yes?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll be right back.
So yo, I apologize for the technical difficulties. We having some difficulties. So I thought it was some difficulties with my mic, but everyone is saying they can still hear me. So what's going on is I think Mr. Turnbuckle can't hear me.
Ah, I'm
You
back.
can
I can
hear me
hear
now?
you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We back, y'all. We ain't going out like that. We
Okay.
weren't going out like that. So we back. We good now. We ain't gonna let the devil stop this thing. Now we gotta, you know, what's going on, y'all? What's up with Turnbuckle tonight, y'all? We're having a great interview. We're having some technical difficulty.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
All right, I'm back. Ah, just like that.
We good.
You gotta beat them
And
at their own game, brother.
that, and look, and we got 6 people still tapped in. I want to salute all of y'all for staying locked in. You know,
Salute,
Ain't
salute, man. Yes, sir.
and
I'm glad y'all stayed with us, man.
for real,
Because you know,
you know. So we apologize for that, but we got through it and we back. You know,
and we back just like that.
we having a dope conversation.
All right. So,
I got a question for you though.
uh,
This is the question that I was gonna ask, right?
all right.
Before right before we got into our technical difficulties, right? 'Cause
Oh,
we gotta we got some energy trying to break up this energy, but we're not gonna let it stop us, right?
right, right,
We're gonna push through it. Hold on, y'all. That's what happens when we got good, strong energy. The devil try to stop it.
always.
Let
He's
me.
always gonna try to stop it. You know what I'm saying? But he can't stop the profit.
All right, we back. All right, here we go. So the question that I had was, y'all got the project out of hibernation.
Right,
So for me, I hear your production in that sweet spot of like between 94 and 97, right?
right,
And so take you and Mr. Adams, and we put y'all on the joint with Biggie. You doing the production, and we're gonna call it a track called the track is called Out of Hibernation.
right.
Which album do you think is gonna fit on more? Is it gonna be Life After Death or Ready to Die?
Ready to die.
Hmm. Break it down. Wow.
I think it'll be more along the lines of ready to die because that's when Big was his hungriest, his greediest, his grimiest, and his wordplay was like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where Billy is right now. I think he definitely that's where he's at right now. He's at that ready to die stage, you know what I'm saying? Where he's giving the people, you know what I'm saying, the shotgun with both barrels, you know what I'm saying? He's not holding nothing back, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, he has that chip on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying? He's rapping with that chip, you know what I'm saying? This album is a different album from that first album. It's both of them is just the Adams, you know what I'm saying? And we could have did a continuation of the first album, you know what I'm saying, stayed along that line, but I wanted to elevate him and I wanted him to elevate me. So we both pushed each other on this project. I was giving him beats and you know, sometimes you give a person a beat and it might take them a week, 2 weeks, month to write the song, you know what I'm saying? Then it was writing songs in a day's time. Like we was going to the studio like every week. You know what I'm saying? We recorded all 13 songs. Actually recorded more than 13 songs. We actually recorded more than 13 songs, but the 13 songs that are on this album, we recorded all those songs in like a month's time, really. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And we would, you know, when we go to the studio, you know what I'm saying, we don't be trying to kill Brian, you know what I'm saying, because as an engineer, you know what I'm saying, your ears get tired after a certain time, but if Brian would stay all night, we stay all night. You know what I'm saying? But we just don't want to push him, you know what I'm saying, past to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, it's getting impotent, you know what I'm saying? But Billy is a workaholic, you know what I'm saying? He's a workaholic, you know, 4 songs, 5 songs easily. You know what I'm saying? Veteran Iron, he's a workaholic, 5 songs easily. You know what I'm saying? And we sitting around like, we still got energy. You know what I'm saying? I got beats galore. You know what I'm saying? I could just turn this machine on and we could just go. You know what I'm saying? We could just like do an in and out session. A cat can just walk in and I just pick something. They could play something. They could just go in the booth and go hard. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So I think this project would fit on the Ready to Die scale.
Mm. So let me ask you this, right? Because you and Mr. Adams, I see y'all as brothers, more than just friends. Some
Yes,
groups,
sir.
some connections, they make good groups, but they don't last. So what makes a good friendship and what makes a good brotherhood?
I can call Billy my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't doing music, we would still be brothers. You know what I'm saying? The music is the bonus. You know what I'm saying? So I love that dude. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Billy, we done been in the trenches together. You know what I'm saying? We done broke bread. You know what I'm saying? We done shed tears. You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying, we mourn same people, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, it's more than just, it's deeper than the music when it comes to us, you know what I'm saying? I know his family, he knows my family. My mom called him son, you know what I'm saying? That's just how tight, you know what I'm saying, our relationship is, you know what I'm saying? We both, very spiritual, you know what I'm saying? We pray together, you know what I'm saying, before we do our sessions, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I want the best for him and he wants the best for me. You know what I'm saying? We both have each other's best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? And especially doing this music, we want to win. You know what I'm saying? Our goal is to get a people a great project, yeah, you know what I'm saying, give them good product and stuff like that. But also because we love it so much, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if we never make a dime from it, we're doing what we love. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to find. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I've worked with in the past, a lot of people we've worked with in the past, you know what I'm saying? They didn't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? That's why things didn't, come to fruition like it should have. You know what I'm saying? But working with Billy, I really feel like our goals are being met through the music and through friendship. You know what I'm saying? And we hold each other to a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? If I'm messing up, he check me. If he's messing up, I check him. And
Accountability.
it's never any type of, crazy feelings afterwards. You know what I'm saying? We thank each other. Like, man, thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was you, I would tell you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to tell me. You know what I'm saying? And we don't play the get along game. You know what I'm saying? We honest with each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I don't know, man. It's rare to have a friend like him. You know what I'm saying? That's my true brother. You know what I'm saying? Love that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Love you, man. You know what I'm saying? If you watching, you know what I'm saying? You already know how it is, man. You know
Indeed.
what I'm saying?
Shout out, Mr.
Yeah, man.
Adams.
Adams,
Indeed.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So I
You
got a
know,
question also to follow up, right?
all right.
What's something that Mr. Adams learned about you through music that somebody that has known you longer than him doesn't know about
Billy know I'm no nonsense. I got a short tolerance of BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, he seen me in rare form. You know what I'm saying? And that is very seldom that I get out of character. But Billy has seen me out of character, so he know how I am about my music. You know what I'm saying? And when I feel people playing with me, like trying to play my face, especially when it comes to like we working and we supposed to be working and you lollygagging and stuff like that, you see me crack the whip on cats and he be like, yo, I don't never want to be on that side of the fence right there. You know what I'm saying? Because man, time is a luxury we can't afford to waste. So if you wasting my time, you know what I'm saying? Just don't do that, man. I don't take that too kindly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my music, my beats are my children, and I don't allow them to play with just anybody. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, if I'm giving you my time and attention, I'm actually giving you tracks and stuff, man. Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give it to you for you to hold hostage and just say you got a Bobby Turnbuckle beat. You know what I'm saying? Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cats that don't follow through. They don't think past go, is what I call it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think past go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you recorded a dope song. Now what you gonna do with it? You just gonna ride around and play it for the homies? You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna try to push the joint? You gonna shoot a video for it? You gonna try to get on one of these? You know what I'm saying? One of these shows? That's come to the venues that we frequent. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, right now you're wasting time. You can't get that back. You can't get that time back, bro. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta maximize this potential that you're using. You know what I'm saying? And excuse me, you have to ask Billy how I am. He can tell you better than I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you the PG version of it. You talk to Billy, You know what I'm saying? To ask him what's really going on with Bobby Turnbuckle and his how serious he is about his music. Now, if people that's known me for years that have been trying to get beats from me because I've never gave them beats to, and they always feel like I did them wrong. And, oh, I've been waiting for man. Why I can't get no tracks and stuff like that? Man, it's not. It's never personal, man. It's just I already know how it's gonna turn out. I'm gonna give you a beat, and you're gonna beat ass me, and then we ain't gonna be friends no more. You know what I'm
Would
saying?
you?
So I'm actually doing this. I'm actually doing them a favor sometimes.
Is it safe to say that you're? And it's okay if you are, but is it safe to say that you might be just a bit biased?
Okay, I I could say I'm biased when it comes to certain things. Yeah, because with over 30 years in this business, man, doing my best to help people and have people, what I'm saying, take advantage of. I call them opportunists. You know what I'm saying? I've been opportunist, and I've had people like I've given people tracks and they went to the studio and did the track without me being there. You know what I'm saying? So the song come back whack because I wasn't there to mix it down correctly and the beat sound. I'm like, man, my name is attached to that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
so I'm like, yo, yeah, yeah. I guess I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? I want to be included in everything because I trusted you. You know what I'm saying? So I only really give people I know I can trust. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me biased, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have people that I prefer to work with. I don't work with everybody just because we cool. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that I want to do songs with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be funny and nothing like that. So I hope they don't take that and think that, what I'm saying, I'm being conceited or acting arrogant or anything like that, man. Because I'm far from that. If you know me, you know that that's not even my character. You know what I'm saying? I rock with everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I don't do songs with you, that don't mean I don't support you. I still come see you perform live. I still buy your music. You know what I'm saying? I still, share your posts on my page, all that type of stuff, man. But, you got to draw the line somewhere.
Is this is now? Is it safe to say if somebody makes a beat, they give it to an artist, and they walk away from it 6 months later, they hear the song come out and it's produced by XYZ. How much credibility should that producer really get? Because
Okay,
I'm
clear
hearing
that question.
you.
Clear that question up for me.
Because the reason I ask that is because when I'm hearing you, I'm clearly seeing that your perspective of production is hands on, which you make the beat and you want to be involved throughout the process, which makes
Right,
sense because
right.
that's part of the production. Whereas in hip hop, a lot of people assume that you just make the beat and give it to the MC and then that's that. So if someone is making the beat and they just giving it to the MC and then they walk away from it, how much credibility can that producer really obtain if they're not standing by that product?
Okay, well, okay, since you put it like that, okay, now that's what separates me from them. I would never just give a person a beat and then just walk away from it. I want to see it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? I want to know that you're gonna do your best with it. And if I'm there, if I can give you some type of advice, what I'm saying, you might start writing a song and that song don't fit what the beat is telling you to write about. And what I'm saying, I'll help you correct your path. It's like, yeah, that's dope, but listen to the beat. What is the beat actually saying to you? You know what I'm saying? That beat is telling a story. You know what I'm saying? So tell the story that the beat is telling. That way people don't get confused about the product. You know what I'm saying? That's like, have you ever seen a song and then you see the video and the video has no correlation to the song whatsoever and you stop liking the song because the video was whack?
Oh yeah.
That's how I feel about the beat. You know what I'm saying? If you don't follow through with the beat, it makes the song whack.
If I
I don't
was a
want to give you. I,
yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead.
I, I don't want to give you a beat that's too strong for your rhyme, just like I don't want you to give me a rhyme that's too strong for the beat. You know what I'm saying? I want to put that together. You know what I'm saying? Correctly. You know, I want people to hear a perfect combination. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be harmonics.
If watch it, like if I was a producer and I was watching this interview, I would catch a jewel from you, and that would be to really pay attention to who I'm working with before I work with them to eliminate those type of nuances. Because if you kind of
Absolutely.
know the artist before you even giving them the production, that makes that whole process easy. But I see so many producers working with people because of the name or what they can obtain from
Right.
the artist. It's not always beneficial for the producer from a creative standpoint. Would you agree with that?
I would totally agree with that. And also, I'd like to say, to add on to what you just said, a lot of people are in it just for the money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, once they get paid, they don't care what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they already made they, you know what I'm saying, made they coin from it. They don't believe in you in the first place, whatever the case may be. And they like, well, he paid for the beat. He do whatever he wants to with it. Nah, I don't feel that way because I've sold beats to people and the song be whack, and I give them their money back and take the beat back.
How often does that happen? And how does the artist take that? Are they offended? Do they does that make them want to work harder?
Oh well, I've had both scenarios. I've had people that just mad. They don't speak to me to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't affect me either way. And then I've had some people that have actually came back and thanked me for that, for the honesty, because they were surrounded by a bunch of yes men who were lying to them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, look, man, and the ones that thanked me, we work again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We work again. Now I see that they pulled their head out their backside and they got their mind right. You know what I'm saying? They trimmed the fat, got the people around them that wasn't doing them any, you know what I'm saying, type of justice, and they really truly serious about what they're doing. Let's work.
What if
Cause
the
it's never personal with me, man.
what if they got a dope song and they have someone on there that just can't sing?
I tell them to take the person off of it.
What if it's a
I
big
I, I don't care. Big names. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something about them about working with these industry cats, man. And they charge you XYZ for 16 bars. And they're just in it for the brand. You know what I'm saying? It's very seldom that they believe in you and they take because once they give you 16 bars, they're not doing nothing else for you with the song. They're not telling their homeboys they made a song with, John Neckbone. You know what I'm saying? They're not pushing you on to their people. They're not bringing you on stage with them. They're not performing the song live with you when you go perform the song. You just got them on your song and you gave them a rack of money.
so did you have to learn this the hard way or did you have this knowledge already?
So, like I said, I don't like to be name dropping people that's already just established in the business, but a lot of my elders have sat down and given me jewels on subjects such as this. You know what I'm saying? They've told me, you know what I'm saying, how it really works, you know what I'm saying? And I see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, you have people that might do a song with, an established artist. You know what I'm saying? And then, that's as far as it goes. And the song may do well in the market where the person is strong, but they can't go where the other artist is from and perform that song and actually have the artist come perform the song with them without paying them more money. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
So like if
never thought
you
about
know say say I was fortunate enough to do a song with Biggie Smalls and he's still alive and doing well. You know what I'm saying? Now me and Biggie didn't have that type of rapport to where that's my boy and I paid him for a verse and I went to New York and I wanted him to come perform with me. I would have to pay him, of course, to perform with me to do that song with me. You know what I'm saying? And even if he liked the song, it's still business. You see what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of these industry cats are. You know what I'm saying? They only see the lucrative side of things. You know what I'm saying? They don't really believe in helping unless it's going to further their career as well. You know what I'm saying? If they don't believe in you and feel like, what I'm saying, you're going to do something for them on the back end of it, then, you just gave them some money. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people aren't as fortunate to have that type of relationship with these artists to where they can get them to do a song with them on the strength. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I rock so heavily with my brother, Mr. Raji. You know what I'm saying? That's my other brother in this
it.
business. You know what I'm saying? He's actually building rapport with these artists. You know what I'm saying? So when he do songs with them, they invite him on tour and you know what I'm saying, he's actually going places and actually doing things with them. So, it's money well spent if you do have to pay for it first. But a lot of them are just like volunteering their services. You know what I'm saying? They want to be part of the Mr. Raji movement. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of rapport that you want to build with artists. You know what I'm saying? Not just the people in your hometown. You want to think globally. You know what I'm saying? You could think locally, of course, you know what I'm saying, and strengthen your community, but the mission is global, dog. You know what I'm saying? You want to be elsewhere. You know
Gotta
what I'm saying?
to
You know what I'm saying? So, like, right now, Mr. Adams, he's fortunate to be rocking with veterans, you know what I'm saying? And I think they're gonna be going to the Netherlands soon. You know what I'm saying? Veterans, he's well traveled, you know what I'm saying? He's done did 8 tours around the globe, you know what I'm saying, or more. You know what I'm saying? So, I think he's going to go back to the Netherlands, and I think Mr. Adams is going to go with him. So that's going to strengthen our connections over there. Already, BDI, he's from the Netherlands. You know what I'm saying, and he's already spending my stuff over there too. So shout out BDI. You know what I'm saying. We're going to eventually going out to the Philippines. After Thailand. My cousin Mickey Guns, aka Shamzilla, he's spending our stuff out there in Thailand, and we're getting good report out there too. So, we're thinking globally, you know what I'm saying? Time is of the essence, you know what I'm saying? In due time, we're going to get to these places. You know what I'm saying? We're all up and down the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Down south, out west, you know what I'm saying? Midwest, you know what I'm saying? So, we're spreading it, we're spreading it around, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just want to be somebody's number one favorite jam. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. What I want to get out of it is people play my music like, yo, that's my shit. Excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying? When they hear them, like, yo, man, that's my joint right there. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's my appreciation. That's the love. You know what I'm saying? That's my money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. You know what I'm saying? I can't thank people enough who like my music. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
wow. So what do you get more out of music? Uh, what other people seeing other people's reaction or
Yes.
or the final product?
Okay, so that's a thin line right there because I have to like it first before I even, expose it to the public because they've had their fill of garbage music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna give them any garbage. You know what I'm saying? If you ask Billy, he'll tell you I've beats as far as me making beats, I've thrown away more than I cut. You know what I'm saying? Because, if I get tired of listening to a beat, you know what I'm saying, if I can't listen to it on repetitive and just, not get tired of hearing it, it really don't make the cut. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of beats that I don't even play for people because I mean I don't think that. Well, I don't even know if I don't play it for them. How would I know? You know what I'm saying? But it's just my own personal preference. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that they wouldn't like it, but I mean, to me, I know what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just part of my bias coming through again. You know what I'm saying? But I always strive to make stuff that I would buy or stuff that I would listen to. You know what I'm saying? If I made a beat and it was dope to me, I had to ask myself if I didn't make this beat, would I ask who made the beat? Or if it was for sale, would I ask somebody where I could purchase it at? You know what I'm saying? And if the answer is no to either one of those questions, then it's back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about people who make music. Ask yourself, would you buy this? You know what I'm saying? Would you invest money in this? You know what I'm saying? Would you shoot a video to that song? Would you if you didn't if it wasn't you rapping, you know what I'm saying? It was one of your peers, would you support them? Would you buy it? You know what I'm saying? These are questions that you gotta be honest with yourself about. And don't just say yeah just because yeah. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with yourself. Like, well, spend money on it. I don't know if I'd buy it. Okay, well then don't force it on the people. You could do better than do better. You know what I'm saying? You know you got it in you. Don't just put something out just because you're in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Take your time and make that joint as funky as possible, dog.
Hmm. I see the comments, man. I see y'all. Hey, we just been locked in. That's the only reason we ain't been saying nothing because we locked in this interview. But I see, tribulation kids. I see Miss Tripe. I see, I seen Snuff. And I seen um, Zelensky. I see Shakar. We have some people in here supporting.
My
We
people. You know what I'm
appreciate
saying? My folk. You know what I'm saying? My folk, my community, my people. You know what I'm
it. Yeah.
saying? My loved ones. You know what I'm saying? They're my loved ones, man. You know what I'm saying?
I see Triv.
Yeah.
He said most producers are funny about their track. I already know. What's your response to that?
And no lies detected there, sir. You know what I'm saying? He's telling the truth. We
Yeah,
funny. You know what I'm saying? Producers be some funny acting cats, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Especially those that like low key view you as competition. You know what I'm saying? They be peeking over the wall, seeing where you got that sample from. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's a funny game right here, man, and it's a chess match. You know what I'm saying? Like I love doing the producer showcases and hearing how people rocking, so I can gather information, so I can gather inspiration, so I can, you know what I'm saying, maybe see a new piece of equipment that I never seen before and see how they conduct their symphony on it. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm kind of interested in that 404, but I don't want to use it like everybody else is using it. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? That's why I haven't got one yet. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what else can be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Besides just the basic maneuver that I see people use it for. You know what I'm saying? Like um Dazar's using it now. I think Snuff, you know what I'm saying? Both of them, they can conduct a symphony on their joint. You know what I'm saying? They can make it sing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wonder how long it would take me to even get involved with that type of action. You know what I'm saying? So I just stick to what I know. You know what I'm saying? Me, the machine, you know what I'm saying? We got a great relationship. And, I can make this joint, you know what I'm saying, do what I need to do. So I don't invade nobody else's space, man. You know what I'm saying? But I like how they use it. I really do like how they use it. You know what I'm saying? I like how they, what I'm saying, they make that thing dance.
mm, mm. So if there
But
was
I,
a
I think I'm gonna break my Triton keyboard back out though,
mm, what you gonna
because
do?
um I wanna elevate my tracks. And I play keys, so you know what I'm saying. I mean, I really haven't been maximizing my stuff. like I want to. I don't want to do too much, but it's certain things that I really need to do because I want to try to. Well, I don't want to give away too much, but you know what I'm saying. I want to maximize my stuff. You know what I'm saying. So, and I know that I can play what I want to hear. I mean, I don't read music, but I can play what I want to hear. So, and now that I know what I want to do and how to do it with my machine, I'm committing my psyche to it, and I'm gonna, conduct my own symphony.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, Mr. Turnbuckle, because
Look here, man. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do. So, you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? We can talk till you tired. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
I got a million questions.
Well,
I got
shall
a
we
million
proceed?
questions over here, man. I ain't even got. You don't even
Uh,
know.
all right. Well, fire
I'm,
them off at me, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
bro. Let's see where I want to go with it. So you got two samples to choose from, and I ain't even gonna give you a song. You gotta pick just the artist. You got Roy Ayers or Gil Scott Heron. Who you gonna go
Roy is
with? Why would you pick Roy? Just curious.
because Roy is him and that xylophone has so many different melodic directions that you can go, especially if you adjust the pitch. You can speed it up, slow it down, or you could just isolate one note and then, um, piano roll the keys on your instrument, and then you can play the xylophone just like what I'm saying, like him. So once you add your effects and stuff to it, what I'm saying, you become extra melodic. What I'm saying, you don't have to just use the sample. You can just use a note from the sample and bust it.
Mm,
Gil Scott Heron is more direct. You would have to find a part of the sample where he's not talking. What I'm saying? So it'll probably incorporate more chopping. And if you just want to just get straight to work, Roy is probably be the quickest path. What I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, he won't have you lost in translation, so to speak. What I'm saying? You know how you hear something in your head, but then it don't come through the fingers because you got to do too much work. What I'm saying? If you're on one of them days where you just want to get something done, I run with the Roy.
So with that being said, how do you avoid overproducing again?
Okay, so what I do is I'll make a beat and I'll listen to it and I ask myself, what one thing can I take out of the beat and it still be rocking? Because sometimes you have too many, what I'm saying? It's too many ideas in the track and it's starting to sound like a traffic jam. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes you have to just strip it down. Sometimes less is more. So that's how I, you know, keep from overproducing a track.
When you hit a creative block, what's your remedy? How you approach that? You walk away from it, do you dive
Yep.
more into it?
If I hit the wall, I'll turn the machine off. I'll save what I have and I'll turn it off. You know what I'm saying? It might take me a week to come back to it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, if I'm just in the work mode that day, I'll just save that project and go on to something else. And
Emotionally,
and
does that emotionally does it frustrate you?
it used to, but now I don't force creativity because I know it'll come when it's supposed to come. Um, I used to get upset and used to just, what I'm saying, I gotta get it right. I gotta, what I'm saying, I gotta. And it's just like watching a pot and see if the water gonna boil. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're watching it, it's not gonna boil. You know what I'm saying? So I just learn to put it down, let my brain breathe, pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? And it might go as far as to stripping everything out of it and reworking the sample.
Hmm.
To start from the naked truth. You know,
So I gotta, okay. This is a question that I've never heard in an interview before, but it's extremely simple. Sometimes the simplest questions are the best ones. So when it comes to a song, the words express clearly the meaning. It could be expressing the emotion, the theme, a story. So as a producer, what is the purpose of a beat?
what is the purpose of a beat?
If someone asks you, what is the purpose of a beat?
The beat is the tapestry for you to paint the perfect picture on. The purpose of the beat is to be a vehicle for the road trip through your mind.
Hmm.
Um, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, that was good. that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've never been asked this question before, you know what I'm saying? So it's new territory for me to explain it to you. And it's almost like I'm talking to myself, you know what I'm saying? You solve a lot of problems, answering questions to people that you've asked your question, you know what I'm saying, ask the question to yourself 1,000 times, man. You know what I'm saying? But so this is the answer to that question. That's a great question, man. You know what I'm saying? Kudos on that one. Um, you know, everybody needs their theme music, and the beat is your theme music through your walk through life. Um, you know, I think the world would be a terrible place without music, man. You know, just the silence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though nature is music, you know what I'm saying? But if you just was living in a world of silence, man, it would be a terrible place to live, man. You know what I'm saying? So, thank God for music. The purpose of a beat is the purpose of bread to sandwich. It's necessary.
All right, here go another one. Can, not you personally, but just from a generic perspective, can a producer make vulnerable music and not be,
Vulnerable.
can a producer make vulnerable music but not be vulnerable?
I think every producer is vulnerable because they're sharing a part of you. They're sharing a part of their life with you, and a lot of producers have a wall up, but behind that wall is a sensitive human being that really cares about their music. So that's their vulnerability right there. And nobody likes to be rejected. You know what I'm saying? So, you want to make music that people like, and a lot of people are so insecure that they let their music die on their hard drive. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't think that people are gonna like it. They don't think that they're good that they find themselves comparing themselves to other people, you know what I'm saying? But they don't realize that maybe somebody would love what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a story to tell, and you might just be the perfect vehicle for that story to be told. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the music die on your computer, man. You know what I'm saying? Put it out. You know what I'm saying? If it's not for nobody but yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's venues to put the music out to now. You know what I'm saying? You can make an instrumental album and put it on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? And just, what I'm saying, for your own personal enjoyment. But don't let the music die. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell Billy, don't die before you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Live, brother. You know what I'm saying? And put that music out. You know what I'm saying? Let the people hear it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody ain't gonna like everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might get booed, but at least you know where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody do it.
Hmm. What's what's your theory on hmm, what's your theory on, let's say, a good MC and a good producer but a bad song?
Ooh, man. Let's see here. That exists on a maximum scale right now. Um, I've, and that's in the industry. The majority of it is in the industry. You see a name and you see another name and you be like, "Nah, I know that's gonna be fire." And when
Mhm.
you hear it, you be like, somebody dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? You be like, you know what I'm saying? You hear that's just an example, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't this may not be a good analogy, but you think of somebody like a DJ Premier, and then you think of somebody like maybe a Nas or a Jadakiss or somebody like that. And then, the song is done, but it just seems like you could tell they weren't like maybe in the studio together, so they didn't get that that karmic experience to knit it all together. It just sounds like DJ Premier and Nas did a song together. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't connect.
Two
You know what I'm
pieces of
saying?
paper stapled together.
Yeah. So you just like that wasn't a necessary. Like they didn't have to make that song like that. They didn't. That wasn't necessary. You
It ain't
want
a
necessary. You
it's a,
you want necessary music nowadays because we done had so much trash. So you know what I'm saying? That's just like I guess that's the way I am because I know a lot of people that want to work with me, and there's a lot of people that I want to work with, but I just don't think that we could do a good song together because of I don't know if maybe it's the timing or I'm a firm believer in if things are supposed to happen, it will. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't force relationships. Um, there's a lot of people around here that I know that I could do something for them, but I'm kind of like more I'm kind of more like I'm cool where I'm at type with it. You know what I'm saying? But I still admire their work. You know what I'm saying? I still like what they're doing and what they doing works for them. But I don't think that what I could do for them,
hmm,
even though I know it'd be a good thing, you know what I'm saying? I know it'd be dope, but I don't think that it would be feasible for either one of us. So I just let things be.
hmm. I got a couple more questions for you.
All right.
So, all right, when you making a beat, right, and you hand it in the headphone, is your thought process is how it's gonna sound live on stage? And when you hear it live on stage, is that how it sounded when you made the beat? Or is it totally different?
It's how it sounds in the headphones because when I take it to Brian and Livewire, Brian know how I want my beats to sound. So when I hear them live, like when they perform, like when people do the songs on stage using my music, get goosebumps, bro, because it's not just loud. You know what I'm saying? It's not just screaming at you. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? It's simmered to perfection and it's knocking and you can feel it. You know what I'm saying in your body. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want it. You know what I'm saying? You want people to feel it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's the purpose of getting a good mix down. You know what I'm saying? Some people have good albums, but they have terrible mixes, and that just ruin the whole project.
And one
You know
thing
what I'm
I'll
saying?
say about your beat is you might have a beat that has grimy sentiment, but it still has slightly soft undertone to balance it out.
That's the perfect happy medium. You know what I'm saying? Is what I call it. You know what I'm saying? You have to find, like you said, balance. You know, you don't want it to be too polished. You don't want it to be too gritty. You know what I'm saying? You just want it to be that right there in between. You know what I'm saying? Good relationship. You know what I'm saying? So bitter and sweet. You know what I'm saying? Sour patch. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's a difficult. I would assume that's difficult to do because you're consistent with it. None of the beats sound the same. You got that grit. You got that gloss. This is why I asked the question about Ready to Die versus Life After Death. Because you can go either way. You can go with the gritty Ready to Die. You can go with the glossy Life After Death. Very versatile.
See, the thing about Life After Death was, even though it was a great project, it was aimed at a commercial audience that didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I think if he'd have just gave him a continuation of Ready to Die, it'd have had more impact. You know what I'm saying? But he felt like, you can't rap about that forever. You got to grow up sometime. You know what I'm saying? And I think the production on that album reflected that. But I don't think it was appreciated in its time period. I think people appreciated it later on, but I don't think they appreciated it like they were expecting another Ready to Die. You know what I'm saying? And then after he had actually passed away and they put the album out, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, I don't think Big would have picked that beat, you know what I'm saying, if he was still alive type ordeal, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? It's like what they did with the Tupac stuff, you know what I'm saying? Machiavelli 9 and stuff like that. Like, did you ever listen to Tupac? You wouldn't have rapped over that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to continue his legacy, give him what he would have rapped on. You know what I'm saying? And that would have been a more appreciative from a consumer standpoint to me,
I
the
see
posthumous stuff,
I
you know what I'm
see it
saying?
more in that, and I agree with you. I'm thinking in that lane of like Last Days and Life After Death.
Mm-hmm.
Joint with the lot.
Hmm. See, that that's what you know what I'm saying. That's like what we were talking about earlier. Listening to the best song on the album and then saying we can't put nothing else on here less than that. That's what I mean by that.
That should have been where it kind of started.
Exactly.
I
And
do too.
nothing less than that should have made it to the album. You know what I'm saying? You can always have cuts in the vault that you release later, unreleased songs and stuff like that that people could appreciate. But if it have gave him that
It would
a
have been
whole
Ready
album,
Part
what?
Two. That would have been
My
Ready to Die Part Two. Now that
what?
see, now we talking because hey, y'all watching this interview, we tapped into the mind of a producer. See, he just opened my mind up. So the way that he explained it, Last Days featuring the lot, that I see it now. That's a dope analogy. How you put it, like that could have been like the beginning. Oh, I got you, bro. That's dope. A lot of people wouldn't even understand what we talking about. I get it. That's dope.
Yeah, man. That's
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 that's that's, that's how you have to attack it, man.
hmm.
You know what
Do
I'm
a
saying?
lot of
Like right now, I'm gonna tell you, like me and Billy are going through this right now because he's recording. He got like three new cuts, right? That's not on the Out of Hibernation album, right? That I wanted to put on the album, but he was like, "Nah, we already done gave him 13. If we put this on the album, it's gonna be overkill." You know what I'm saying? So now we're working on the third album. You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like these three songs are gonna be for the third album that we're already working on, that we'll probably have done in no time because as soon as he gets the beat, he writing the rhymes. I just gave him a song today, and he already halfway finished with it. I think he just texted me and said he's done with the song. I didn't read it. I didn't finish reading the text. But that's, you know what I'm saying. I gave him 2 beats. He's gonna be done with both of them, but I'm gonna have to give him something else. You see what I'm saying? That's how he worked though. But when he hears something that he likes, hey man, I can't stop him. He's a rhyme animal. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always wanted to work with my whole entire life. Somebody that works on the same speed as I do. Because I can crank them out, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you can keep up, you know what I'm saying? Keep up.
And that's a luxury, being able to have an MC like that. Every producer don't have an MC like Mr. Adams to work with. And every MC
Facts,
doesn't have a producer like Mr.
facts,
Buck to work with.
facts, facts, man. And it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We don't take nothing for granted, man. It's always God first. You know what I'm saying? So, it's, we blessed, man, and we thankful. You know what I'm saying? Because, this is like kid in the candy store type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what are we gonna do today? You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to come to one of our cook sessions, right?
Mhm.
Where I'm just playing beats, and people come through and get their selection on whatever. But I want you to go live and just let the people hear just how we be. You know what I'm saying? Just, thumbing through the track. You know what I'm saying? And then we do a couple of interviews over there. Talk to some people and stuff like that. I think the people will enjoy that, man.
Indeed.
You
Indeed.
know what
It's
I'm saying?
on
Just let them
Sunday,
do.
right?
Yeah, on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? The cook session. You know what I'm saying? Come through. You know what I'm saying? And also, see, it's funny, right? So, like Billy will get to hit a beat for anybody, of course. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll have a whole list of stuff that he's picked out. So, when people come to the cook session and they hear beats that they like, if Billy already have them, they be giving Billy a hard time, man. It's so funny, you know what I'm saying? It's all out of love, but what I'm saying? They call him a beat bully because they said he coordinating all the beats. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny, man. You should hear the conversation, man. It's hilarious, man. I get a kick out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's so
Hogging
funny,
all the,
man.
he hogging all the joints.
Yeah, they say he hogging all the beats, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and Vet had this running joke. You know what I'm saying? When they hear something that they like and if somebody else got it, they'll say, "Don't you ever play that beat ever again?" You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever play that beat for me ever again? You know what I'm saying? It's so funny, man. How it cracks me up. Man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I miss, good camaraderie like that, man. So when I get around people like that, it do my heart good, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? And they push each other. You know what I'm saying? And they work so well together, man. It's like a well-oiled machine, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I live for this type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Veteran, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mr. Adams. And I got
Rising.
another
Big
Rising, man.
chambers.
You know what I'm saying? I mean Kick
Mark
Chambers,
Staples.
you know,
Pole. Go
I
hard.
mean Ilpo, Solinsky, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many people, Chicago Kareem, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, my man, S. Dot Rubik, S. Blau, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, oh, golly, man, it's so many, man. You could name them, I could name them, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to do uh, our Chronic album with everybody on it, you know what I'm saying? I produced the whole thing and just have various artists on various tracks and just let them go for ham, you know what I'm saying? We like to get that thing working, man. Y'all heard it first, man. We want to do a North Carolina Chronic, you know what I'm saying? Call it Carolina Gumbo or something, you know what I'm saying? So let's mix up the pot, man. Let's do it, you know what I'm saying?
A gumbo. Y'all hear that? Y'all
Yeah, you
hear
know
that?
what I'm saying?
Like,
You know, various producers, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? However we structure it, you know what I'm saying? I myself, I want to do the first one by myself, though. I want to do all the beats myself for the first one. And just have all the feature artists. And then, we do a part 2 where everybody else can do a little piece of the production pie. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I got this idea that I really want to see to fruition. And I know that I can get it done if everybody,
that's gonna
thinks
be
it.
fire.
Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you. And I
That
mean, I got everything. I already got all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is just get enough studio time to lay it down, And then people can come in at their own free will and record their part. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll just mix everything together. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the 16 and I'll match them to whatever beats I feel like they verse me to be on. And then just do like, you know what I'm saying, man? It'd be
Like some
crazy, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
that would that would be dope. Like some 36 chambers,
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll be,
and
it
you
could be
could
done
put
in no time, man.
like, yeah, let me put Mr. Rozzy and Cook Chambers on this joint. Let me get
Yeah.
Zig
Yeah, man.
Car, Mr. Adams on the band.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't even have to be there at the same time, man. Just come lay your 16 down, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, you could do your 16 at wherever studio you closest to, and you know, send me the stems, you know what I'm saying? And I just, you know what I'm saying, and then just make a masterpiece, man. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
definitely.
saying? And then do a you know what I'm saying, a semi tour, you know what I'm saying? And just rock these venues. Everybody come and just, you know what I'm saying, get the people, man, listen.
Oh
That'll be a
man,
fire project, man.
shout out to Vet. He just pulled up out of
Ah,
nowhere. He's in the building.
where you at?
Yeah, man. We
In the
had to
chat?
shout out Vet. There you go.
Shout out veteran.
Appreciate it.
Ah,
Yeah.
what up, brother?
So
I was telling him,
we got
man. I
another
was telling him
comment
about
from
that.
Nate.
I was telling him about the 4 joints that we did Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah, Vet. He was talking about the joint on Sunday.
yeah,
Lady Day.
yeah.
Sometimes
Let
producers will have too much added, but it doesn't make sense musically. You can tell who has an ear for music or can play an instrument. They know about keys, beats, in a measure. Great comment, Lady Day 336. That's a dope comment.
Lady Day three
Think
three six. Is that Daedra? Is that is that my love? Is that Daydream? Daylight? Lady
I'm
Day? I
sure
think that's, yeah. I think that's Daedra. Shout out
comment.
Daedra.
I'm sure.
Shout out Jay. You know what I'm saying? Lady J, shout out. My love, what's good with it?
Yeah,
You know what
shout
I'm saying?
out.
We need that ginger beer pineapple for the night. You know what I'm saying? Ha ha.
So what do you think about that comment? Because I agree, man. Some producers
Okay,
do have.
okay, okay. Read that comment to me. Read that comment to me. What does it say?
It says sometimes producers will have too much added that it doesn't make sense musically. You can tell who has an ear for music or can play an instrument. They know about keys, beats, in a measure.
That is a very, very, very accurate statement.
I agree.
I'm telling you because you know sometimes you know the tracks sound a mess. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just unorganized confusion, man. You like what? Why is it why does it have so many different sounds? And then they'll be off key. Like, like man, the beats Billy used to get, the beats Billy used to sound like ColecoVision. Used to sound like Atari games.
It wasn't that
And
way.
I, man, listen. Next time you interview Billy, ask him about the stuff he used to get before we got together. I'm talking about.
Is
I'll
any
be
of
the
it
chef.
recorded
I,
or
I,
is this
what'd you say? Has he ever been recorded?
it's on wax or this was
He's done. He's done some songs up with them crazy beats because that was all he had. You know what I'm saying? And I would listen to him and I'd be like, man, what is that? And he'd be like, yeah, man, it's what they gave me. I'm like, man, look. And I used to tell him all the time. He comes to the DJ booth, you know what I'm saying, on our downtime, and we'd be up there just, you know, kicking it or whatever. And I tell him, say, man, if you ever got some good beats, man, you'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? Not that you're not dope, it's just the beats they give you is like garbage. And I know the producers, and I'm like, I know they make better beats than this. I mean, do they just not like you or something? What's going on? Why they give you that? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, man, what's the game? I said, you pay for that? Yeah. Oh man, nah, I can't let you go out like that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, man, if we ever get some downtime, we gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't even think I was serious. He thought I was bull jiving him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, no, man, cause I really enjoyed him coming to the booth and letting me, he would spit the acapella to me, and I would, I'd be making a beat in my head always. You know what I'm saying? So I would hear what could be, what I'm saying? I'm like, hmm, okay. And I tell him, man, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? He thought I was just pulling his leg a lot of times, man. You know what I'm saying? You got something to just say anything, cause they're cool with you. You know what I'm saying? But I was being honest with him. I was like, look, man, you get some beats, you gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? To somebody. You know what I'm saying? So when we finally got a chance to get that work, it's only been getting better, man. And I'm almost afraid of how dope it's gonna get because man, listen, we got some stuff that ain't even been recorded yet. I got some beats I ain't even played for him yet because I'm afraid of what he gonna do to the track. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna bring another side out of him, man. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand the power of music sometimes, bro. It bring it out you. You know what I'm saying? That you heard "Don't Cross That Line." You heard that joint. They ain't heard that joint yet. You've heard that joint.
Yeah, I heard him. I
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, you've heard the album. You know what I'm saying? You haven't heard it in the order that it's gonna be in, but you've heard all the songs. You know what I'm saying? Well, you ain't heard the last couple because we got some that we're gonna get ready to record that you haven't heard yet. But you know what I'm saying? You might want to come sit in on the session, man. You know what I'm saying? You're always welcome.
Just let me know, and
Yeah, you're
I'm
always welcome. You're always welcome, brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
be your witness.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. So all right. So what's next, man? Ask me something else, bro. What's good? You got any more questions?
Look, hey, I got a million questions, man.
All
Who,
right. I
who,
gotta.
if you had one producer to sit with for 24 hours, who would it be? And I ain't talking hip hop either. Not Pete Rock. I'm talking Quincy Jones.
Um. Probably.
Mm,
Man, it's probably a two-way tie between James Brown and Roy Ayers
mm. You
because
think?
both of them have influenced my life so musically. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people even understand how dope James Brown was, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people hear what people have sampled, but I'm talking about the unsampled music. I mean, before the drugs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? When you're wigged out. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about from the '60s before, you know, brand new funk and all that type of stuff. I'm talking about like escapism and stuff like that, King Heroin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just I'm gonna tell you what's dope. If you ever get a chance, go look up on YouTube James Brown and Luciano Pavarotti doing "It's a Man's World" live. Then you understand what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out when we done with this.
You'll understand what I'm talking about because to hear his music translated into opera, that's when you transcend. Like you can't buy that. You can't pay for that. That's when your music has crossed all boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. I want to create a hip hop symphony. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be symphonic with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to play every instrument that I can imagine in my head. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to conduct other people to play my music. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like
mm.
that's why when I do music, I leave a opening so that a live band could play over top of it, could interpolate it. You know what I'm saying? Like could take it and just bring it to a whole nother galaxy.
I can see that. Now that you're saying that, I can totally see that.
Like I mean, I haven't played you any of my R&B stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all you've heard is really like the hip hop stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One day we're gonna sit down and you know what I'm saying, just off the record, and I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying, just run you through, you know what I'm saying, a nice little 3 or 4 hour day. You know what I'm saying? Just play you some stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I love music. I mean, not just one genre of music, man. I love music. I love it all, man. I love all genres, man. You know what I'm saying? I even got some rock and roll stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's on some other level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just music, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about just one genre of music. Like I worked in the strip club and I would play that while I was at work, but when I get to the house, you couldn't tell that I worked in the strip club because I'm playing jazz, I'm playing, you know what I'm saying, oldies, you know what I'm saying, old school stuff, you know what I'm saying, I mean classical, you know what I'm saying, everything, you know what I'm saying, you know, wide spectrum, you know what I'm saying, to the point that then, you know what I'm saying, you know, I play stuff that people wouldn't expect to hear. But when they come to the house, it creates a whole new atmosphere, and they end up taking their shoes off and staying for a while. You know what I'm saying?
What's what's something that you feel about music that you probably wouldn't be able to convince other producers to agree with you on?
You have people that only do one genre of music. You have people that only do like trap. It's hard to convince them to do something other than trap until you do trap and show them what the versatility of trap is. You have to be the sounding board and the voice of reason sometimes, because people get stuck in their ways. And if that's what works for you, then fine. But don't say you can't until you try. You know, I challenge a lot of people to do a lot of things, man. And some people are up for the challenge. Some people, you know, they just stick to their old ways. And, you know, I have to ask them sometimes, is the old way working? You know what I'm saying? Well, then once you try something new. So when you try to convince somebody to do something other than what they're doing, you have to make sure that you're giving them good advice for their own good, not just because you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, if you're going to give them some advice, give them something they can use. Don't just say, you know, some people say things, you know what I'm saying, that they can't obtain, so they think that you shouldn't be obtaining it as well. You know what I'm saying? They'll say some old craziness, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you can't do it because they don't believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're actually projecting their own fears onto you. You know what I'm saying? The transference of negative energy, you'll be able to shake that off. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people come and dump their problems on you and they feel they leave your house feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Because they done gave you all the bad juju. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to absorb that and then cast that out and still remain yourself when you give advice sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will ask you something, but then they won't take your advice. You know what I'm saying? And you giving them, you know, solid, you know, jewels and advice. And they still won't take your advice. So, you know, sometimes, you know, it's best keep it to yourself, man.
Mm. What do you think is more vital for being a dope producer? Is it discipline or resilience?
You can't have one without the other. You have to be disciplined because there's so many distractions that could keep you from obtaining your goal. And to be disciplined is to be resilient because you have to. It's just like a job that you hate, but you know you got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But if you love music, it doesn't seem like work. You know what I'm saying? You never work a day of your life if you're doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? You just living your life. You know what I'm saying? So when you're disciplined and you like working on your craft and you giving it all you got, you know what I'm saying? You'll find yourself not watching the clock. You know what I'm saying? You'll find yourself getting hours that you will be doing. You know, wasting time doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You like me sitting in front of this drum machine. Like if I wasn't doing this interview with you, I'd be digging in the crate. You know what I'm saying? I'd be working on something. You know what I'm saying? Because music is my life. You know what I'm saying? But I've had my days where I didn't want to do nothing, and I didn't do nothing. But then I look back at the time that I wasted that I could have been doing something, and I'd be mad at myself. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, here's what I'll do. I'm just turn the machine on and listen. I'm going to do something musically daily,
Mm.
and and that creates resilience because you have to be able to shake it off on them days when it's not productive. So tomorrow's another day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get something tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I've had loops that I've set on that just the life just end up just being loops because the drums that I want, I can't get the drums that I want, or the drums that I thought I wanted don't sound like they sounded in my head. So I'll just be like, huh? You'll live as a loop.
So
I'm making sense, man. Sometimes I
you
just
gon-
be talking. You know what I'm saying?
you gonna what?
I said, I hope I'm making sense, man, because sometimes I just be talking.
Bro, I'm soaking this in, bro. You dropping gems.
Right,
You
man.
dropping
You know what
gems,
I'm saying?
bro.
Like I told you, man,
So
I could talk about music for days, man.
when it comes to AI, what's your thoughts on that? Because I'm gonna be honest, as a fan, AI can't compete with you. It's not close. I don't care how they try to explain it. AI can't compete with you
You
ever.
cannot you cannot translate that feeling into AI because music is a feeling. It'll never be able to translate. It can imitate, but it's never going to be alive. It's always going to be robotic. It's always going to be too, squared. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It'll never have that ebb and flow that real life has. So they can do whatever they want to with the AI stuff, and some people, like I said, they can conduct a symphony with it. You know what I'm saying? And some people believe it. You know what I'm saying? But I can listen to it and tell immediately because nah, man, it's artificial. You can smell it.
Now, as far as genres of music, do you think do you think that there will be other genres in the future that don't exist now with the emergence of AI? Like
Yeah,
we got trap now.
yeah,
20 years from now,
yeah. See, um, I think Eric Sermon has said it best. I saw an interview with him, and he was explaining the fact that he could still do songs that they did 36 years ago because they made timeless music. This AI stuff like this, it's not timeless. You know what I'm saying? So it's got a timestamp on it. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna know when this time period came in and what occurred and where it went wrong. and how everything is coming back full circle to the boom bap sound, the '90s sound. Even the youngins are starting to embrace it because they realize that that's when music was pure and people was doing it for the love. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, like you said, man, in 30 years, you're not gonna be able to do those type of songs, talking vulgar and saying those type of profane languages. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's gonna want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You can't take people back into the time when that was cracking because that was just a fad. You know what I'm saying? It's no disrespect to the people that are doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, by all means, man, do whatever satisfies your heart, man. But the pure the pure artists know that they had to do something that was going to feed their family 30 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? When them old school reunion tours come and people, that were from that genre, that age gap, come out and want to have a good time, they can still perform for them people and still get their money.
Man, you bro. AI can't compete with you, man. You like a human chat GPT when it comes to this music. I can ask you I can ask you any question about music and you experience it, understand it. It's, it's
Well, see, man, I'm 54 years old, right? Hip hop just turned 53. You know what I'm saying? So I've been here since the inception. So I've seen it go, I've seen it come, and I've seen it go and come again. You know what I'm saying? And right now, it's no better time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, music is actually starting to, reemerge and wake itself up, man. You know what I'm saying? We took a little hiatus, you know what I'm saying, and let people run away with it. You know what I'm saying? They got culture roasted. You know what I'm saying? They got used, misappropriated. But I think people who love what we do are actually starting to stand up for the music and then take it back, man. You know what I'm saying? Actually reclaiming what's rightfully ours and starting to put it back into perspective to where people can actually enjoy listening to the radio again. You know what I'm saying? People actually enjoy going to these shows. People actually enjoy coming out to the venues, you know what I'm saying? Like Flatiron, shout out Flatiron. You know what I'm saying? Things like that table and places that, you know what I'm saying, we were fortunate enough to be able to perform at. You know what I'm saying? The Pearl, you know what I'm saying, Hangar 1819, you know what I'm saying, places that actually allow us to do our hip hop thing, you know what I'm saying, but more places are starting to open up because they realize that the people who attend these shows are actually people that they want in their establishment. You know what I'm saying? Adults. And we're doing adult contemporary hip hop, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it. I just call it real rap. You know what I'm saying? We're doing real music, you know what I'm saying? And people want to hear real music. You know what I'm saying? It's what's selling. People are starting to actually go back to the old formats of music. You know what I'm saying? Vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Physical CDs. You know what I'm saying? People are even starting to take it back to the cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? Because people like dance. They like tangible, items for their money. You know what I'm saying? Digital is cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's portable. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the house, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to always have to, listen to your phone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to put that vinyl on the turntable and spin that joint. You know what I'm saying? It sounds better. It's got that warmth. You know what I'm saying? That crackle. You know what I'm saying? You put a you put a 12 inch on the joint. Man, come on. Come on, man. Don't even get me
like
started, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't even get me started, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to go back to start making CD players for cars again. You know what I'm saying? You got an old school joint in your joint, an old Kenwood pull out, put your cassette tape in. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Put some old mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Take you right back to the time.
And nothing like them days, man. Nothing like them days. The Maxell
Plus,
tapes.
oh my goodness, TDK, Maxell. You know what I'm saying? The Sony joints. You know what I'm saying? The cleanest. You know what I'm saying? When you were fortunate to get a Sony or a Maxell, you protect them joints with your life, boy. You know what I'm saying? Where my tape at? Oh, okay.
Still in them joints. Of course, right. Yeah. The good old days, right?
Good old
Now it's
days.
too accessible. That's why we don't appreciate it as much. out of their hand. You don't got to work
Yeah,
for it at all. Like
yeah,
that. If you don't really,
yeah,
really love music, you don't even know its real value. And a lot of artists are putting in a lot of work and not getting credit for it because of that. You
yeah. Because it, you know what I'm saying,
know?
it's no more liner notes. You know what I'm saying? You remember back in the day when you get the set, first thing you did was pull the insert out. You want to see who produced what. You know what I'm saying? You want to know, you know what I'm saying, who rapping on this song right here. Now it's a guessing game.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody sound the
right.
same. You know, the cookie cutter is definitely in effect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear 10 songs
Somebody
on the radio
got
right now,
time.
and you wouldn't be able to tell. You think it was the same person all 10 times. Auto tune, just trap beats. You know what I'm saying? Everybody uses the same hi hat patterns, the same trap patterns. All the songs are blending together. You know what I'm saying? It's to make it it's real easy to be a DJ these days because all you gotta do is match tempo. Everything sounds the same.
Hmm, hmm.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
DJs that still use vinyl and turntables. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to crate carriers. You know what I'm saying? People that actually have vinyl. You know what I'm saying? You know, no slight to those who still use Serato because it's easier. You know what I'm saying? To go around. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a bad back carrying all that. All the equipment nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be portable. But those people that do that but still have a set of 1200s at the house that they don't bring out that they still get busy with. Shout out to them, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Much love to the DJs, man.
yeah. The real pioneer.
Real pioneers, brother. Much love. That's why I
Real.
miss Dana Lucy so much, man. Because Dana was, man, he had a whole shed of records, man. He's like, and he would let me come and just, dig through them joints, man, and you know, get my samples and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, the camaraderie that existed. People need to get back to that, man. The fellowship. You know what I'm saying? Like actually spending time with your brethren, not just texting. You know what I'm saying? Pick up the phone and call them, check on them. You know what I'm saying? Go see them. You know what I'm saying? And do some music related stuff. Not what I'm saying, or just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like Billy got the compound. Catch him over there, lift weights. You know what I'm saying? And play beats and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But they get their frustrations out, pumping iron. You know what I'm saying? Just but it's for about the fellowship with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? You spending time with your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are actually bonding outside the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's not the only thing that y'all got in common. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's the reason why I love that dude, man.
Yo, man.
It's my brother.
Indeed. Y'all are a hell of a team, man. It's like
Yeah,
Guru Premier, as far
yeah.
as the chemistry.
Come on, man. We like Crockett and Tubbs, man. You know what I'm saying? We Miami Viking it. You know what I'm saying?
And,
You
it,
know what I'm
and,
saying?
and, and what I'm seeing, is every project has its own feeling and theme, kind of like.
Yeah, it does. And I think that's how we know where we're headed with the songs that we create. Once we give an overall thing of what we're aiming at, then we know I can format the beats and give them to the beats to stick along with the. You know what I'm saying? We like to stick to the script, man. We don't do too much ad libbing. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the. You know what I'm saying? Once the goal is set, that's where we headed. You know what I'm saying? We don't do too much sideways. You know what I'm saying? Go straight down the straight and narrow path. You know what I'm saying? And see it through. You know what I'm saying? God willing.
So for people that want to, cop this out of hibernation, let them know
Woo.
how they can get their hands on it, where they can get access to it, when it's gonna be available.
Okay, see. Now you asking me the same question Billy asking me. When we gonna put it out? Okay, so so what we did was, you know what I'm saying, we put two songs out as feelers just to let people, you know what I'm saying, see where we headed with it, you know what I'm saying, see who appreciates what they're hearing and who wants to hear more. You know what I'm saying? We put that get that bread out today, you know what I'm saying, well yesterday, but I just want to see what people think of that. And you know what I'm saying, if they want to hear more, you know what I'm saying, we may give them one more and then put the whole thing out. But you know what I'm saying, I think that both of the trunks that we selected to just give people, you know what I'm saying, a little appetizer. I think they gonna like what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? That Tiger Uppercut with Billy and Zed on that joint, that's stupid. Get that bread, stupid. I mean, the whole project is stupid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be trying to
Yeah,
sound
right.
crazy with it, but I'm telling you, the whole project is stupid, man.
We being
It really
modest.
is. Yeah, man, listen, but I let the people tell me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be, all in your face with it. You know, what I'm saying? I wait for somebody to tell me how they really
Mhm.
feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And just let them, you know what I'm saying? Because the people are honest. You know what I'm saying? I hang around honest people. You know what I'm saying? And I respect, everybody's opinion, everybody's word. You know what I'm saying? So I let my honest people tell me. You know what I'm saying? And they are great connoisseurs of hip hop, and they love what we're doing. I love what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I tested my people first. But then, you know what I'm saying, they tell me it's ready for the world, it's ready for the world. And that's what I've been getting. People been telling me it's ready for the world. So I think the people need to go ahead and get that in the system.
Yeah, we
So
sure the
what's this
world.
month? This is August. This is August. I think we're dropping in September. You know, I think September's a good month. You know what I'm saying? It's already, what's today? The 18th, 19th.
19th.
So today's the 19th. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's about 2 weeks.
Okay, that's gonna be a long 2 weeks, man.
Well, they can listen to Tiger Uppercut and listen to Get Their Bread until
Oh,
then.
be a
You know what
long
I'm saying?
2 weeks.
I might, I might, I might give them I might give them a treat over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I might slide another one out, man.
You got me over here listening to the beats.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put out. I got an idea. I wanna, and I'm gonna run it past Billy. But what I want to do, right, is do like a 6-song EP, right? And Billy gonna do one verse on each song, right? And then I'm gonna leave a verse open, and then I'm gonna have a contest and let people give me their best 16. Whoever give me the best 16, I'm gonna make that a song and put it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Mr. Adams featuring, you know what I'm saying, and whoever step up to the plate and give me their best 16 over the track is who I'm gonna go with, and then put the song out. You know what I'm saying? And then like a little EP. And then, because some people don't really have the monetary, provisions to get their studio sessions and stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna give back to the people. You know what I'm saying? And then, Billy gonna give them a mean 16 on it. So, and then we'll perform the song with them. You know what I'm saying? They can always call and get the songs we want. You know what I'm saying? We do the songs. The love. You
Giving
know
them
what
an
I'm
alley, throwing them an
saying?
alley. Gotta do is
Yeah,
dunk it.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting the ball in their court, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on who's got the determination, who want to work, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's really what it boils down to, right? It's just who want to put in the work.
Yeah, man. A lot of
So,
people talk a good game, man, but as soon as you put them in the line of fire, man, they got all the excuses in the world, man. We done gave a couple of people a couple of opportunities to do some songs, and I guess it just wasn't meant to be, man. That's how I'm gonna say it, man. You're not gonna try to make no excuses on why it didn't work out, man. It just wasn't meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll circle the block, maybe we won't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, depends on how they direct us around.
yeah, Yo,
Opportunity
bro,
don't knock too many times, bro. You know what I'm
bro, this was a dope, lengthy convo, man.
saying?
We could go
Man.
for hours, man. We're gonna have to definitely get
Oh, it's
another
all good, man. Yeah, man, we do it again, man. We do a part two, man. Another 2, 3 hours, man. It's all good, man. Whenever you ready, man. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? You didn't really get to the, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get to the meat and potatoes, you know what I'm saying, with the questions. So, you know what I'm saying? You kind of took a light on me. You know what I'm saying? Give me some thought in depth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Next, next round, let's get personal.
You want me to get personal? I
Yeah, we can
started to
get
go
personal,
there,
man.
but I didn't.
Look here, man. I told you that was off limits, man. Ask me anything.
I
You know what
I
I'm saying?
started the. I was inching my way there, but I was like, nah,
Hey, brother, look here, man. Nothing's off limits, brother. Ask me anything, man. I'm an open book, man.
when
You
I
know.
first started asking, I was kind of gauging
Hey,
your psyche. So
hey,
we can definitely tap more into that. Um,
yeah, man.
get into the more of a mentality, of dealing with things like trauma, you know, just respect, all kinds of things. We just talk about
Yeah,
things outside of the box other than just music. So
yeah, man. Absolutely.
I want the people to know more about you.
Yeah,
You
man.
have a lot to share with the people, like you say, that we haven't even discussed.
Yeah, man. We can do a Q&A with the people, man. We can ask questions in the inbox, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? You read it off to me, man, and I answer people's personal questions. You know what I'm saying? They want to know something. You know what I'm saying? It's all good either way, man. We can do it. We can do it, man.
Anything else you want to drop on the people? Any messages you want to leave?
I just want to, say first and foremost, man, thank y'all for the support. You know what I'm saying? And you know, don't be afraid to let your light shine on the world, man. Embrace your dreams, man, and go for it, man. You know, just because the people around you don't believe in you, you know what I'm saying? If look, this how it go, man. If you don't believe in you, ain't nobody around you gonna believe in you. So you gotta have the courage to believe in yourself when people around you not supporting you. If you know you love it and you know you want to do it, man, then do it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got to where we are. You know what I'm saying? Support. You'll find yourself getting support from strangers before you get support from some of your friends. You know what I'm saying? So do it for the people who love to see you doing it. You know what I'm saying? And believe in yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're capable of. Sometimes you gotta prove it to yourself before you prove it to others. You know what I'm saying? So if you gotta prove it to yourself, then prove it to yourself first. But man, don't die before you're dead.
Mm,
Please believe it.
man, that's some great advice right there. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard Mr. Turnbuckle? You let them know how they can tap in with you. What's your you know social media?
Okay. Now, people get on me because I don't really have a lot of ways to be contacted. So if you want to get in contact with me, man, you know, you can inbox me, you know what I'm saying, through Messenger, Harold Woody, that's HA2R32Ls Woody, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a Bobby Turnbuckle page, but I don't really go on it much because I really want to take it down and redo it. You know what I'm saying? So, if you inbox me at the Bobby Turnbuckle on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? I'll see the message. But I'm normally on my Harold Woody page on Instagram and Harold Woody page on Facebook. So, you know what I'm saying? Just holler at me, man. You know what I'm saying? You see me out, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got my phone number, so just call me. You know what I'm saying? But serious business though, man. You know what I'm saying? If you kind of holler at me about some beats and stuff like that, man, you know what I'm saying? we'll talk about it, but I don't make promises that I can't keep. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm not going to deal with it, I'm going to tell you straight up front, I'm not going to be able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I love everybody. I love what you're doing, man. Keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? But, right now, as far as beats go, my plate is pretty full. Working with the people that I'm working with right now, and I got to see these projects through. So I'll let you know when looking for somebody to get some tracks. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the window's probably pretty much closed with the people that I'm working with. So, but I'll be in touch with y'all. I'll let y'all know when, I got stuff up, you know what I'm saying? I'll post a SoundCloud link and I have everything up on it to be for sale and you can just, do some picking or
Yeah,
come
I
to a
heard.
cook session. If you're invited to a cook session. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, if I invite you to the cook session and you don't come, don't be mad if you didn't get no beats.
I heard that. So if you're invited to a cook session, you better feel privileged because everybody don't get invited. And
No,
it sounds like that
everybody won't be invited.
might be a good way to get some production from Mr. Bobby Turnbuckle is to show up at a cook session.
That's
So
right.
I would, you know, try to be at a cook session if I was you. I was looking for some beats, y'all. But yo, this was a
Yeah,
dope conversation, man. I learned a lot and inspired. You know, you a workaholic. You are a
yeah.
genius, man. You really are.
Man,
Like I said, I
hey,
could ask you
hey.
a million questions about, music. And I tried to trip you up. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to throw some stuff at you just to see. And I
A lot of the questions was very thought provoking, though. I have to admit it. You know what I'm saying? You
was
were
trying
asking some very good questions, man.
to, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to
Because
throw stuff at you, man. I
because
couldn't.
if they weren't good questions, you would get those one word answers, and it'd be like a bunch of dead air. You know what I'm saying? That's bad for interviews. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That awkward silence.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
It was a great interview, man. I really
Great,
enjoyed it.
great. This was
Let's see
wonderful, wonderful, man. I have enjoyed myself thoroughly. You know what
look
I'm saying?
forward
And
to many more with you. I really do.
absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? We can do this weekly, man. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Keep
Just have
up the great work, man. And I'm gonna do what I can to
hey,
spread the word, and I look
hey, man. I
to
appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you appreciating what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? I do, man. You know what I'm saying? That means more than I can articulate, man. You know what I'm saying? It's worth more than money to me, man. You know what I'm saying? It really is, man. Because I love what I do, and I love it when people love what I do. You know what I'm saying?
you.
I do it for y'all, man. I do it for myself, but I do it for y'all too, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Man.
appreciate it.
I was literally listening to some of your stuff for hours today. Like, we,
Yeah,
you already know how we do. So,
I already know how we do. I got
yeah,
some more to send you too, man. I'm gonna send you some more stuff too, man. So I'm gonna
I'm
send you
here.
I'll send you another pack to your Gmail. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Some
I'm ready.
motivation,
Yes, sir.
some stuff you can clean up the house too. You know what I'm
I need it.
saying? I got you, man. I got
Yo, we definitely locked in, man. Anything you need over here, in the word.
you.
I got
Absolutely. You
you.
already know it, brother. Yeah, man.
Oh man, I appreciate everybody for locking in. We still got people locked in. This has been a 3 hour interview. We had people tapped in the entire time. That show you
Hey,
how much
man. That's
you are
that's
loved
beautiful.
and respected out here, Mr. Turnbuckle. I want
Hey,
you to
man. I
reach.
love everybody, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? More to come. And
Yes,
keep
sir.
your eyes and your ears open because TMG,
GMG. Let them know
TMG,
what that stands for.
good music group. God made us great. We in here. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to understand that this, do not touch your radio dial. What you're hearing is not a test.
Hmm. Hmm. Y'all heard that.
Se- Serious business.
Y'all heard that.
Yes, man.
But man,
Yes, man.
yo,
Yeah, man.
take care of yourself, man. We gonna run it back soon, man. All right?
Absolutely, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself as well, brethren. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying? I'll see you sooner than later. You dig?
Indeed, bro. You have a good night.
Indeed. Good night.
All right. Peace.
Peace.